Welcome, Wildcat fans. I'm Cindy McCarthy, and I am broadcasting live tonight from Central City, where the Wildcats are hosting the Midland Eagles. Before I talk anything more about tonight's game, though, I want to recognize our sponsor for the Wildcats sports channel that we have. Our sole sponsor is Next Bank. What are you saving for, whether it's retirement, your child's education, a new car, or just a rainy day? Next Bank has the right savings account for whatever's next for you. Next Bank is committed to help you achieve what's next for your financial dreams. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Once again, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's game. Both teams had a little break after last week, and we're back in action tonight and also tomorrow night. The Wildcats will be traveling to Alburnett, so we'll be live also tomorrow night. So hopefully you can join us for that. All right, so a little bit about tonight's game. I'll talk a little bit about Midland first here, and then I'll talk about the Wildcats. The Midland Eagles are coming into tonight's contest with a 1-5 record, and their lone win is against Starmont, a team that we have not played yet. And as far as common opponents go, the Eagles have lost to Lisbon, who we just beat the other night. And it looks like Springville is a common opponent, and we both got beat by Springville. Midland lost 23-51, and the Wildcats lost 33-46. That was our first game of the season. Other than that, it doesn't look like we have any other common opponents. So just kind of looking at that, you would think that the Wildcats would have the advantage. But that's why we play the game. So we'll see how that pans out. Just kind of a couple names you'll probably hear tonight from the Eagles standpoint. It's Kirsten Schaefer. She's averaging 7.8 points a game, and then Allison Paulson is averaging 7.7, and Ella Rupp 7.5. So those, and then Ariana Hackey is at 6. So those four gals are the leading in attempts and all of that. So those are the four primary shooters for Midland, and Ella Rupp is leading the team with 48 rebounds, and Ariana Hackey has 43. And Allison Paulson has 40. So obviously there's those three of those same names. So you'll be hearing those quite a bit tonight. So those are the gals that the Wildcats are going to need to be aware of. Kind of talking about the Central City Wildcats here. We've got 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the warm-up. Right now, the fans are still kind of filing in. The boys JV game is going on in the old gym. The girls JV lost by 1 point is what I heard out in the hallway. So got a few, like I said, people trickling in here, and we'll get started in about 4.5 minutes. Kind of talking about the Central City Wildcats. They got off to a 0-3 start, lost their first game, as I mentioned, to Springville 33-46, and pretty competitive game. After the first quarter, the Wildcats got off to a slow start and just weren't able to come back. Then they went to Central Elkader and lost 40-52, but the Wildcats were up at halftime and then just weren't able to hold off Elkader and ended up losing. And then Marquette Catholic, it's a game that we called here, the first game that we called on the Wildcat Sports channel. And again, in the first half, the Wildcats gave up a bunch of offensive rebounds, and then in the second half played pretty even with Marquette, but we just weren't able to overcome the offensive rebounds and putbacks that Marquette got. So the Wildcats played, even though they came away with 3 losses, they were doing a lot of good things. Then they played Cedar Valley Christian at Springville. That was on the 6th of December, and got their first win of the year, 57-22. Then they traveled to Lisbon last Friday and came away with a Tuesday, I believe that was, 43-31 game. And then Friday they were traveled to Easton Valley and got the win 47-45. So the Central City Wildcat girls team comes into tonight's game with a 3-3 record now. And with 2 more games here before Christmas break, the Wildcats could go on a 5-game winning streak and go into the break with a nice little win streak there, and just, I would think, give them a lot of confidence. So hopefully that's the way things pan out, but we'll get through tonight's game first and see how that goes, and then we'll take care of the Alburnett Pirates tomorrow night. So just kind of what's going to be happening here. Looking at statistical leaders for the Wildcats, we're led in scoring by Sarah Reed, sophomore. She's scored, I'm not sure, 83 points. So she's averaging 13.8 points a game, and she came off, I didn't see, I should have looked, I don't have individual stats to be honest, so I don't know how many points she scored at Easton Valley on Friday, but on Tuesday night at Lisbon, she put up 21 points, and that at the time was a career high. So like I said, I'm not sure what happened on Friday, but unless she had over 21, she's coming off a career high of 21 points against Lisbon. So that puts her at 13.8 points a game, Sarah, and she's shooting 44% from the field. And she's not a typical post player. She plays out, and a lot of her shots are coming out from the wing, so that's not too bad of a percentage there. Then second leading scorer is Emma Fritcher. She's at 8.8 points a game, and she's shooting 38%, and I know coach would probably like that percentage up just a little bit because Emma is more of our post player, and just getting her to knock down some of those inside shots, that would be a great confidence booster for Emma, and I know she's more than capable of getting up into the averaging of double figures. And then Tesla Malloy comes in with 7.3. Tessa's a sophomore, again, new coach. Coach Malloy is his daughter, and she's brought a little bit of spark from the outside. She's 7 for 28. Again, not the best percentage, 25% from the three-point line, but she has been starting to connect a little better now as she's getting more comfortable, I think, with the offense and playing with these teams. I know that overall we're shooting as a team from the field 33%, and I'm sure coach would like to see that a little higher, as well as 46% from the free throw line. And I was talking to a couple different people, and I've seen a lot of good things from the Wildcats. It's just a matter of, again, knocking down shots and having the confidence. And if they can get that straightened out, we could have a pretty nice season here, I think. Defensively, Sarah Reed is also leading us in rebounding with 47. Emma Fritcher's second with 30 rebounds. And Emma Treidel is third with 22 rebounds. So nice job there, Sarah Reed and Emma Fritcher. Obviously two big parts of the Wildcats team, but we do have a lot of other people contributing, and that's nice to see. So we're getting ready for the starting lineups here. For the Wildcats, we're going to have Lily Kramer, and we're going to have Sarah Ashley, again, a new name for some of you Wildcat fans. I mentioned she's a sophomore. It's her first year at Central City. So we have Sarah Ashley, Emma Treidel, Lily Kramer, Emma Fritcher, who I've already talked about, and Sarah Reed will round out the starting lineups for the Wildcats. Obviously for the Eagles, it's going to be Kristen Schaefer. Allison Paulson's going to be in that starting lineup. Ella Rupp, Ariana Hackey, and I will get you the other one after the national anthem here. I'm going to take a break. All right. That's Central City's own Briley Brooks with a nice job on the national anthem. You may hear her name called. Here, she did a great job. So we're getting ready here for tip-off. Again, we've got Emma Treidel and Lily Kramer, Sarah Reed, Sarah Ashley, and Emma Fritcher for the starting five for the Wildcats. And then we have, looks like Ella Rupp and Allison Paulson, Christian Schaefer, and Elizabeth Soper looks like rounds out the starting lineup here for the Wildcats. Midland Eagles are going to come out in a man-to-man. Oh, and there's a nice pass to Sarah Reed and a give and go right back to Lily Kramer for 2 points. And the Wildcats are on the board right now. Wildcats are going to come out in a little full court press. And they're in that 1-3-1. They like this 1-3-1 zone, and they like to press out of it a little bit up on top, and they have Emma Fritcher up there, and I really like her length. And there's going to be a turnover. It looks like there was I think the Wildcats knocked it out of the Midland Eagles girl's hands, and then she picked it up and then dribbled, so it was a double dribble. The Midland is coming out in a full court press. Sarah Reed's got the ball, tries to get it back to Emma Fritcher, just about stolen by the Eagles, but Fritcher comes down with it. Fritcher's going to take it into the front court, and it's going to be White's basketball, but we do have a Midland Eagle down on the floor. There is a collision. It looks like Ella Rupp is down, and Beth Griggs gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about Beth. A couple years ago, the athletic boosters decided to add an athletic trainer, and Beth goes to all the football games, and she then comes to all the home athletic events, girls volleyball and basketball and boys basketball home games. And it's so nice having somebody who knows what they're doing versus coaches who we go through a little bit of training, but we by far don't have the expertise, and it's just nice to be able to let somebody who knows what they're doing work with an injured player versus us trying to have to make decisions and then do whatever needs to be done. So right now we've got Ella Rupp out on the floor for the Wildcat, or for the Eagles. Looks like they're looking at her knee. Ella's a 5'5" junior. She's averaging about 7.5 points a game for the Eagles. She's sitting up. Hopefully it's nothing serious and they're able to get her off the floor and allow her to put some weight on it and see what she can do. Right now the coach, though, is literally picking her up and carrying her off the floor, so that doesn't look good. But that can be just a precaution, and hopefully she's able to come back once they get things checked out. So Ella Rupp heading to the sidelines. And looks like she's going to be replaced by Hope Soroka. So Hope Soroka is in for the Eagles. So it is Wildcats basketball, and the Eagles now switching their defenses up. It looks like they're in a 2-3 zone. They started in man, now they're in zone. Wildcats are moving it around. Skip past to Sarah Ashley to Kramer, over to Emma Treidel, and Emma with the three-pointer, no good. Emma Fritcher with the offensive rebound, puts it up, no good. Comes back down with the rebound, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Looked like she might have got knocked on the arm a little bit there, but she was kind of right in front of the rim, so she didn't have a great angle. But good hustle there by Fritcher to get that offensive rebound. So the Wildcats are going to get it in, pass it into Treidel. Treidel's in the corner here. And she passes it to the top of the key to Lily Kramer, who's going to put up a three-pointer, hits the front of the rim, rebound by Sarah Reed. Sarah Reed goes back up with the offensive rebound, and is fouled, so the Wildcats are doing a great job of hitting the offensive boards. Reed's going to go to the free throw line. And her first free throw is up and good. Sarah's shooting 53% from the free throw line, and I know she would like to get a little higher than that, so hopefully tonight will be a good night from the line and get that percentage up. So there's the second free throws up and good. So with 6:38 left here, it's Wildcats 4, Eagles 0. The Wildcats do get it up in the front court, and they get it into Rupp, and then the shot is going to be by Schrader, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats, but then there's the Eagles are pressing here even after missed shots, so they got the turnover there off of Lily Kramer, stepped out of bounds. There's a tip by Emma Fritcher there at the top. Again, the Wildcats are in their 1-3-1 half-court zone defense, and Emma's pretty long there with her arms, and it kind of causes problems for the defense. So there's a pass inside to Paulson, who turns and shoots, and the Eagles are going to press, and the Wildcats do a great job of breaking the press, and Treidel gets a nice pass from Lily Kramer and takes it in for a layup. Now the Wildcats putting their own press on, and they get a steal. Sarah Ashley gets the steal, and Lily Kramer picks it up, and Emma Fritcher goes in for the shot but misses. And there's those shots. You just got to knock down those little easy shots, and Emma will get that figured out here. And then there's a rebound by the Eagles, and they are going to now call a timeout. So with 5:46 left in the first quarter, Wildcat 6, Midland Eagles 2. And just give a quick shout out to Next Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. That's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loans and online services. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And we really appreciate Next Bank allowing us to do this. It's a ton of fun, and hopefully you guys out there enjoy listening to the Wildcat Cast here. It's not the Wildcat Cast anymore. So we're back in play, and it's going to be a jump ball. Eagles get it into the front court, and it gets knocked around a little bit, and two girls go for it, and it's going to be a jump ball, and the Eagles will retain possession, and there's a nice little out-of-bounds play, and they dump it into Paulson, and she gets fouled. So that's first foul here on, I guess they call that on Emma Fritcher. So Fritcher picks up her first foul. First team foul for the Wildcats, and Eagles have one team foul. So both teams with one foul. Paulson knocks down her first shot. And knocks down her second one. And the Eagles are in the press. They get it into Tesla Malloy. She's going to turn, and now they kind of pull it off, and she gets it into the front court, gets it to Lily Kramer. Lily Kramer thinks about it, gets it to Malloy at the top of the key for a three-pointer, no good, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Emma Fritcher. It was a long rebound, and Emma tried to get her hands on it but just couldn't control it. So now the Wildcats are going to do their full-court press. Eagles get it in. They get it to Paulson. Paulson's dribbling the ball. Now she picks up the dribble. She gets it over to Schaefer, and Schaefer's going to take it all the way up and misses the left-hand layup. And there's a rebound by Bailey Uppina, and it's going to be a foul on the floor on Lily Kramer. So the Eagles pass it in, bounds, and there's the three-point attempt, no good, rebounded by the Eagles, and Schaefer runs down the ball, and it's stolen by Emma Fritcher, and Emma is cut off and pulls up for the shot, no good, rebounded by Paulson, while Eagles are coming up with Schaefer, Schaefer takes it in and pulls up the free throw line, throws up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Uppina. Shot goes up, no good. Scramble on the floor. Wildcats have it, but they toss it to an Eagle. And there's a pass at the free throw line for Paulson, who turns and shoots and scores. We're having some technical difficulties with the microphone. I think they're trying to get it figured out. And I'm not sure if they know what they're doing, but I think we're getting it figured out. And so with 4:23 left in the first quarter, it's 6-4. Wildcats are up. Wildcats have the ball. Emma Fritcher gets it into Sarah Ashley. The Eagles are really pressing hard here. Wildcats get a pass up the floor, and they may be able to get some good looks there. Fritcher gets the shot at the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Lily Kramer. Lily's going to set it up. Nice crossover dribble there. Gets it out to Malloy. Malloy's checking things out. Gets it to Kramer in the corner. Nothing there. There's the cut by Malloy. She passes it into the cutting Reed, but it goes off of Reed's hands, goes right to the Eagles. And they get it into Paulson, who turns and shoots and misses. And rebound by Kramer, and she's going to be fouled by Hope Soroka. I apologize. I should have done a little better job preparing on how to say some of these last names. So the Eagles are in there, a 1-2-1-1 full court press. They get it into Kramer. Kramer gets it to Treidel. Treidel gets, oh, there's a nice job of breaking the press, and Sarah Reed's going to go down. Eagles do a nice job of hustling back, and the Wildcats move it around, and there's Malloy with a nice move, but she misses it. And there's Sarah Ashley with the offensive rebound and the putback. So Wildcats get 2 points there on offensive boards. Eagles get it up here into the front court. There it's tipped away by Sarah Reed, picked up by Treidel. Kramer's going the other way, checking things out. It looks like the Eagles are back into a 2-3 zone. They were in man-to-man for like 1 or 2 possessions, and now they're in somewhat of a 2-3 zone. There's a pass, and Sarah Reed knocks down a shot from the elbow. So the Wildcats are getting the scoring going here a little bit. Whoa. And Sarah Reed almost gets the steal, but it goes right off of her hand. It goes to the Eagles, and there's a shot and a miss. Offensive rebound by the Eagles. That was Uppina. They get it into Paulson. She turns and lets it fly. No good. Lily Kramer with another rebound for the Wildcats. She gets the ball up to Sarah Ashley. They get it back to Kramer. Kramer gets it over to Malloy. And back to Kramer at the top of the key. Down to Sarah Reed on the left-hand baseline. And there's Sarah Reed. Nice shot. So with 2:17 left in the first quarter, it's 12-7 Wildcats. Wildcats are pulling back their press just a little bit. And they're staying in, I think maybe they went to a 2-3, I'm not sure, but there's Sarah Reed with the rebound. Eagles put up a shot. Lily Kramer's bringing the ball up into the front court, gets it up to Sarah Ashley. She's checking things out, gets it back to Kramer at the top, back to Ashley, over to Tesla Malloy. She's on the baseline, and they move it around, and there's Emma Treidel with a three-pointer. Give that assist to Lily Kramer there. Wildcats now in the, they're still in the 1-3-1. They're just kind of not as aggressive full court-wise. So the Eagles have the ball. There's Paulson. She's at the elbow. She tries to pass it to Sorokora, and it's a bad pass. Hits her in the leg, picked up by Tesla Malloy, who takes it to the full court and finishes with a left-hand layup. So Tesla Malloy gets in the scoring column for the Wildcats, and there is going to be a timeout by the Eagles. So with 1:22 left, just like that, it's a 17-7 game. Wildcats are up. It's been pretty close, but the Wildcats have been able to take advantage of a couple turnovers, and were able to get a couple breaks out there and got some easy baskets. So we're just about to the end of the first quarter. If you're joining us as Midland Eagles fans, did have a player go down, Ella Rupp, and I don't see her over there on the sidelines. I don't know if they left or if she's I know they were looking at her knee. Oh, there she is coming back in. She's got ice on her knee. It looks like she's done for the game. They're going to have her sit on the bench. I'm sure she wants to cheer on her teammates. But anyway, for the first half, it looks like she's out. She's got a big ice pack on her knee. So hopefully it's nothing serious. So we got the Wildcats coming out here, 17-7 with 1:22 left. We got Tridal and Sarah Reed, Sarah Ashley, Tesla Malloy, and Lily Kramer on the field, or on the court for the Wildcats. They're 1-3-1, and the Eagles get it down to the baseline. There is Creel, and it looks like they're calling a foul. They're calling one of the Eagles for a push off the ball. That looks like Allison Paulson. Not sure if she was setting a screen. I wasn't watching off the ball. She's either pushed somebody to get him out of the way or set a pick. But anyway, it's going to be a foul, and it goes back to the Wildcats. We've got Tridal on the right-hand side looking things over here. She gets it back to Lily Kramer at the top of the key, swings it over to Sarah Reed. Sarah Reed skips it over to Tridal, just hit one three-pointer, but she doesn't hit that one. A little off the mark, and Kristen Schaefer with the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Lily Kramer, so the Eagles will keep possession. Fritcher's checked in for Sarah Ashley. And the Wild Eagles are going to bring it up here. Schaefer's going to try to attack the zone, and she gets a nice pass inside, but it's partially blocked. That was Katie Meir. And there's a nice pass by Tesla Malloy, and Emma Fritcher running the floor. And Fritcher puts it up for two. Those are her two points of the game. And there's Schaefer with a long three-pointer. No good. Run down by Lily Kramer. Lily is trapped, but she does get it to Tridal, and then now Malloy gets it up into the front court. The Wildcats get it over to Sarah Reed on the right-hand baseline, and there's Sarah. Sarah's got a really nice shot from 10 foot out there, and she knocks that down. So now the Wildcats come with one last desperation shot at the end of the first quarter, and it's no good by Schaefer. So after one, we've got Wildcats 21, Midland 7. Again, we'll give a shout out to our sponsor here for the Wildcat Sports Channel. It's Next Bank, combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So we've got the one quarter in the books here. It's 21-7 Wildcats. Some of the scoring leaders for the Wildcats, Sarah Reed's got 8 points, and Emma Tridal's got 5 points for the Wildcats. I'm not going to lie, I'm not keeping track of the Eagles, so sorry if there's any Eagle fans out there, but I'm not sure who your leading scorers are. Paulson probably, I know she had a couple baskets there. All right, so we're getting ready here to start the second half, or second quarter. Tridal gets it into Kramer. Kramer's checking things out. Midland Eagles are in the 2-3 zone. Natalie Noonan is checked in for the Wildcats. She's checking things out, gets it back to the top of the key to Kramer. Kramer gets it over to Sarah Reed, and Sarah got it down into the short corner there to Fritcher, but then they called a 3-second call, and I think that might have been on Tridal. So there's a 3-second call on the Wildcats, gives the ball back over here to the Eagles. Eagles have it in the front court there. Paulson gets it inside to Creel. Creel gets her own offensive rebound, and before she can get the ball out for the putback, she steps out of bounds. So the ball will go back to the Wildcats. Briley Brooks is going to be checking in for Natalie Noonan. And there is no more press for the Eagles, so Wildcats are just going to bring it up here. Lily Kramer is going to get the ball into the front court. And the Wildcats have a turnover, and the Eagles get the ball up the floor here. And Hope Soroka gets a 2-point basket on that layup and a foul. And she's going to go to the free throw line, and she misses the free throw, and Lily Kramer's going to be able to track it down. They called that foul on Briley Brooks, so Briley has 1 foul. Both teams have 3 team fouls, so neither team's in foul trouble. Wildcats working the ball around. Lily Kramer on the right-hand side gets it to Treidel at the top of the key, back to Kramer. Kramer gets it to Fritcher on the right baseline. Goes back up to Kramer. She gets it over to Briley Brooks, who tries to get it inside to Fritcher. It's deflected, and the Eagles are going to have the ball. They bring the ball up the floor, and there's Paulson with the shot from the free throw line. No good. Rebound by Sarah Reed. Reed gets it to Kramer, who gets it up into the front court. Briley Brooks dribbling it to the top of the key. There's Sarah Reed, and she knocks it down. Probably about 18-foot shot. Nice shot there, Sarah Reed. That's probably about her limit of her range, I would guess. So nice to see Sarah knocking those shots down. We are back in our 1-3-1 and putting a little more pressure up here at the top. There's a travel, it's got to be, but they don't call it. Emma Fritcher's really causing some havoc up here with the Eagle ball handlers. And there's the steal. Briley Brooks is going to steal that cross-court pass, and she's going to take it all the way. And good hustle by Hope Soroka, who hustled back and knocked it out of bounds before Briley could get up for the shot. It will stay with the Wildcats, though. No foul, just a block there. We've got a couple new faces in here for the Wildcats. Fritcher's still on the floor, as well as Emma Treidel. And then we've got Sarah Ashley back in. Ball goes through her hands. It's going to be a steal, but then Sarah Ashley comes up from good hustle, comes up from behind, and steals it right back, so it goes right back to the Wildcats. Emma Fritcher cross-courts it to Emma Treidel, and Emma's going with the three-pointer, and there it is. Give that assist to Fritcher, and there's Treidel with another three-pointer. She's 2 for 3 on her three-pointers tonight. That's nice to see from Treidel. And there's some penetration by Soroka, but it is knocked away, and there's Emma Treidel again with another three-pointer. No good. Ellie Lentz, who's checked in, keeps the ball alive, and the Wildcats get the offensive rebound, and there's Sarah Ashley with the three-pointer. Give that assist to Lily Kramer. So the Wildcats going on a three-point barrage so far here in the first half. Eagles come into the front court, get it inside there to Creel. It's blocked, but Paulson gets the rebound, gets it over to Soroka, knocked away there by Kramer, and it's going to be picked up by Treidel. Treidel gets it back to Lily Kramer. Lily Kramer gets it in the front half, and there's Sarah Ashley. She liked it the first time she did it on the three-point, but she missed. Ellie Lentz with the offensive rebound puts up the shot, no good. Eagles with the rebound. They get it into the front court, being pressured by Emma Fritcher here. Fritcher's causing all kinds of problems for the Eagles. They get it to the free throw line. There's Paulson, and there's Creel with the shot. No good. And I think they're going to call Treidel. Yeah, could have been either way. Treidel and up and there, both kind of battling for the ball on that shot. And they're going to get Treidel with the push. So I think that is, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that was Treidel. Yeah, that's her first foul. So Eagles with the shot, and it's no good. And Paulson and Noonan and Sarah Ashley are all going for the ball, so they're going to call a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Eagles. Soper's going to pass it in. She gets it in back to Soper. Soper with the lefty three-pointer air ball. Fritcher with the rebound. She gets it to Sarah Ashley. They get it in the front court. There's Fritcher taking it to the nice move, and they're going to call an offensive. I think they're going to call an offensive screen, an illegal screen, and that's going to be on Ellie Lentz. Ellie was trying to clear the way for Fritcher, and they got her for the illegal screen. So it goes over to the Eagles. Schrader brings it up into the front court. Bounce pass is tipped away, stolen by the Wildcats, but then it's stolen back by the Eagles. Schrader's a little out of control, but she gets it to her teammate, but then the ball is knocked out of Paulson's hands, and then she fouls on that. So Paulson just picked up her second foul. So the Wildcats are going to have the ball coming up in here into the front court. Natalie Noonan in, Tesla Malloy, Sarah Reed. Sarah wants the ball over on the left-hand baseline, and Sarah Reed knocks it down there. Eagles coming up into the front court. Looks like Soper gets it to Schrader. Schrader's going to try to dribble around the zone, but they're going to call Natalie Noonan with the reach. Natalie just didn't move her feet there, and is going to get called for that. So Soper's going to pass it in. Soper tries to pass it from one side of the floor to the other and hits the backboard, and it goes out of bounds. So it's going to be Wildcat basketball. We're at 3:09 left here in the second quarter. It's 31-9. Wildcats up. Malloy brings it into the front court, gets it to Sarah Ashley, over to Malloy, back to Sarah Reed, puts up the shot. Good hustle on the Wildcats. Oh, they're going to call it. Looked like a jump ball, but they're going to call foul on 35, I think. Nope. 34, so Hannah Fishwild. And now there's a question here. The officials go over to the score table. And I don't know if there's some confusion on who that foul was called on. It's going to be Wildcats basketball. Wildcats are lined up here to pass the ball in. So looks like they've got things figured out. Wildcats have 5 team fouls. Nice. Fritcher inside to Malloy, or gets the ball into Tessa Malloy, who hits Fritcher cutting to the basket on that give and go on the out of bounds play. Emma Fritcher takes it up strong and is fouled. So that's going to be the 6th team foul on the Eagles, and the Wildcats have 6 team fouls. So the next foul is going to be a 1-and-1. Fritcher misses on her first shot, her first free throw. Lily Kramer's checking back in here for Tesla Malloy. Malloy's going to go out. 31-9, Wildcats are up. Fritcher at the line for her second shot, and it is no good. And Hannah Kramer's in there battling, and they're going to call foul on Christian Schaefer. I think I've been calling her shorter. Sorry about that. It's Schaefer. Kristen Schaefer, senior 5'5" guard there, picks up her first foul. And Hannah Kramer goes to the free throw line, and she knocks down a free throw. Nice shot by Hannah. She's going to get another one. As I mentioned, it's a 1-and-1 bonus, and there's her next shot, and that's good. So free throws for Hannah Kramer. So we've got Kristen Schaefer bringing the ball up into the front court. It's going to be a steal there by the Wildcats. A crazy shot there by Lily Kramer. Had a layup. Not sure if the ball slipped out of her hands or what happened. But the Eagles are going to get the rebound and get it up in the front court. And there's a pass over to Hannah Fishwild that goes out of bounds. And the Wildcats are going to get the ball back. So Lily Kramer comes up. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Kramer's going to get into the front court. Eagles are in the 2-3 zone. Gets it over to Hannah Kramer with a nice little shot. Knocks it down. There's 2 points. There's 4 quick points by Hannah Kramer. Wildcats are still in that 1-3-1. Schaefer just keeps wanting to dribble right through the defenders, and she's able to get through that time. tries to get the pass over to Bailey Uppina. Nearly stolen by Hannah Kramer. Hannah Kramer's come in here in a short amount of time and has got 4 quick points and almost had a steal. So the Eagles are going to retain possession, and Schaefer's got the ball. She's trying to dribble. She goes around to the left-hand side, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Sarah Ashley. She gets it up to Lily Kramer. Schaefer tries to come in for the steal behind, but no, nothing there. Wildcats are on the offensive here. Hannah Kramer at the top of the key, over to her sister on the baseline there. Lily Kramer puts it up, nice little shot, but no good. And it's rebounded by Creel, and they're going to get a Wildcat there for a foul. I think that was Sarah Ashley who was reaching in. Not a very smart foul there. She clearly had the rebound, and you weren't really going to get anything off of that, but a foul, and that's what happened. So that puts the Eagles at the free throw line. Creel's going to go for 1-and-1. Madison Creel, 5'8" junior, puts up the first shot. Good, so she'll get another one. And Creel's going to go up with her second shot, and it is no good. Rebounded by Fritcher. Fritcher pulls us back here. She's dribbling around. Eagles get down floor and set up in their defense. Natalie Noonan is checked in along with Lacey Hennick. Lacey Hennick gets to Lily Kramer, who lets it fly, no good. And Lily Kramer almost had her own offensive rebound, but instead it is picked up by Elizabeth Soper, who takes it coast to coast and knocks down a shot for the Eagles. Wildcats come right back up the floor. Noonan looking at Kramer. Kramer gets it to Soper, who gets it to Noonan. Noonan's shot is blocked, and the Eagles get the rebound. Again, Kirsten Schaefer's going to bring it into the front court. Tries to go right through the defenders, almost knocked out of her hands. Eagles do retain possession, and there she goes again and just throws up a shot. No good. Rebounded by Creel. And Schaefer's going to throw it up again. This time it's a three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. And Lily Kramer's going to get the ball and get it into the front court. We got 20 seconds left here in the second quarter, and Hannah Kramer's going to let it fly. There's an air ball. She did have a good job of knocking down a shot, but nothing there. And then the Eagles are on the fast break, and Schaefer throws it out of bounds. So with 13 seconds, we're going to come back to the Wildcats end of the floor here. Fritcher's going to pass it in to Kramer. It's 35-12. We've got 13 seconds left, so the Wildcats are probably going to go ahead and try to get the last shot. They get it over to Hannah Kramer. She passes it into and back out to Natalie Noonan, but there's nothing there. Nice little look for Natalie. Just wasn't able to get the shot to drop. So after 2 full quarters, it's going to be 35-12. Wildcats are up. So Wildcats had some good defense there in that second quarter and held Midland to 5 points. They had 7 points in the first quarter. Wildcats did a lot of subbing and played a lot of players in that second quarter, and they were still able to get 14 points. So that puts us at 35-12 for our halftime score. Real quick, before we talk about some other things, I just want to give a shout out to Next Bank. Next Bank is a financially strong community bank. Invested partnerships help their customers achieve what's next for their financial dreams. Next Bank has 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So if you're just joining me, I'm Cindy McCarthy. I'm going solo tonight. Cody Ratliff was supposed to be on the mic with me, but he had something come up, so I'm doing this solo. Hopefully you don't get too tired of listening to me. Wildcats here at halftime now, leading 35-12. So kind of looking at what's been going on. I haven't been keeping track of turnovers, but probably the Wildcats have more than they would want. Definitely the Eagles have a lot of turnovers, and that's probably kind of one of their downfalls. The press here, the half-court press that the Wildcats are doing, it's a 1-3-1, has really kind of stifled the Eagles, and I'm sure their coaches will be making some adjustments there at halftime. Just kind of some of the scoring here for the Wildcats. Sarah Reed is leading the Wildcats with 12 points here in the first quarter, and I'm pretty sure she's only missed maybe 1 or 2 shots, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Emma Fritcher has 2 points, but she's really been making a contribution defensively. She's really been disrupting the Eagles on their half-court offense. Lily Kramer's got 2 points. Emma Treidl's come in and hit 2 3-pointers, and she's got 8 points. So it's nice to see Emma Treidl knocking down some 3-point shots coming into tonight's game. Treidl was 4 for 20 at 20%, so she's obviously got the range and she's been putting them up. It's just a matter of knocking them down. Hopefully this will give her some confidence. Sarah Ashley also hit a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer, so Sarah's got 5 points. And again, Sarah was coming into tonight's game not shooting up some 3-pointers, but just not getting them to fall. She was she was 1 for 11. So again, knocking down that one hopefully gives her a little bit of confidence. Tesla Malloy's got a 2-pointer, so she's got 2 points here in the first half. And then Hannah Kramer came off the bench and did a really nice job, sparked the Wildcats. She got a rebound, got in the rebound and got fouled and knocked down 2 free throws. And then the next time down, she was able to knock down another shot. So Hannah Kramer's got 4 points for the Wildcats at halftime here. 35-12 if you're just joining me. So the girls are starting to get things figured out a little bit. We have a new head coach, I should say, not a new coaching staff, but a new head coach. And it always, when you come in and you bring in a new system, there's always a little bit of adjustment time. And like I mentioned, that the Wildcats really weren't that out of those first games. It was just a matter of, I don't think the offense had a very good continuity to it. They were still trying to figure that out. And again, we lost some ball handlers and stuff from last year, so we've got some girls in some new roles. Sarah Fritcher's a starter. She came off the bench last year. Treidl came off the bench. New players in Sarah Ashley and Tesla Malloy. Hannah, I don't think, played varsity. So we've got some new kids out there, and it's a matter of just figuring out what the system is, getting confidence, working in with the new system and new teammates and figuring out who's going to do what, ball handling, this and that. And so the Wildcats have, again, put together a little win streak here. They lost their first 3, but were competitive in those games and now have come back on have a 3-game win streak here against Cedar Valley Christian, Lisbon, and Easton Valley. A nice win at actually all 3 of those. The Wildcats actually have, out of their first 6 games, have only had 2 home games. So the 3 wins all came on the road. We were at Cedar Valley, at Lisbon, and at Easton Valley. So that's nice to pick up 3 road wins, and then hopefully now we can come back and protect our home court. We're home tonight, get this win against Midland. Hopefully things stay our way here the second half. And then we do travel to Alburnett tomorrow night, and that should be a pretty competitive, winnable game for the Wildcats, and they've shown they can win on the road. So hopefully they'll keep things going. We're back out here. We're at halftime. We've got 4 minutes to go. Both teams are back out already. Wildcats obviously had a lot of good things in the first half. Probably just talked a little bit about if the Eagles are going to press. Let's look up, because when they pressed, they had 4 people in the front court. And if we do the press break right, hopefully we can get some easy buckets if they come back and do some pressing. Maybe just talking a little bit about taking care of the basketball again on that press. And ball spacing, I would think, would be a little bit. It seemed like a couple times there we were trying to make some passes inside, but we were only making 2 feet passes. So let's see if the Wildcats can't take care of that. They did a good job of rebounding. I thought they did a good job of crashing the boards. Midland, on the other hand, have done a good job of crashing the boards. Their shooting percentage is probably a little low, obviously, when you score 12 points. And they're scrappy on defense. They did give up some points there, and the Wildcats just got hot and knocked down some three-pointers, and the Eagles weren't playing terrible defense. So obviously ball handling and just some of their decisions on what passes would be something that the coaching staff probably talked about a little bit. But obviously he didn't have too many things that he was worried about because, like I said, with about 4 minutes to go, both teams were back out here shooting. And as far as the Eagles, maybe they figure, hey, we've been doing a lot of good things. We just need to knock down shots. So they're out here working on their shots. And obviously they're down a player. If you join me late, I don't know if there's any Midland Eagle fans out there, but Ella Rupp went down in the first minute of the game. It looks like she's got a knee injury, and I don't think she's coming back. And you hate to see that, and again, we're hoping that it's nothing serious. The boys' game will be coming up after this, and the Wildcat boys unfortunately had their first loss last Friday night at Easton Valley, but Easton Valley made it to state last year. I'm not sure where I don't think they made it to the championship game, but they made it to state and I think won their first game, and they have the majority of their team back, so they ended up beating the Wildcats. And but Coach Carlson had a lot of good things to say after the game about his team. He was happy with some things. So we'll see if the Wildcats can get back on the winning track here tonight after the girls' game. So with a minute to go, both teams are wrapping up their shots here, getting ready. Hopefully the Wildcats can come out 35-12, kind of pick up where they left off, not give the Eagles any confidence that they can win this game. And since they have a game tomorrow night, I'm assuming Coach Malloy wants to try to get in a lot of players. Don't want to put a lot of minutes on the starters' legs when they have to come back again tomorrow night. So we'll see how that, he was able to do that, especially in the second quarter, and hopefully we can do that again here in the second half. So Wildcats are going to have their same starters. And obviously the Eagles won't have their same starters because Rupp started and she's not going to be on the floor. So they come out with Paulson and Schaefer. Looks like Elizabeth Soper's out there. Soroka and Taylor Murr is the other starter out there. So the Eagles are going to go back to man-to-man. This is how they started the game, and the Wildcats got a layup off the first pass, and there's a pass into Fritcher, and they're going to get a it was a bounce pass, and she kind of mishandled it, and they're going to get a foul on Hope Soroka. It's on the floor, so the Wildcats are going to pass it inbounds, and there's the inbounds to Treidel over to Reed. Reed over to Kramer. Now they're going to set it back up. They get it over to Treidel. She's on the right hand. She gets it to Reed at the elbow, and Reed gets it back to Ashley. There's Reed at the free throw line, out to Treidel with the three-point attempt, and there it is. And Treidel gets us going here. Starts the second half off with a three-pointer. That's the third three-pointer for Treidel. I'm pretty sure she's 3 for 4. And there's a double dribble on Soper. No pressure, and she just double dribbled. I think she went to pass it in, and the gal she was going to pass it to wasn't looking, and so she touched the ball. So Wildcats are going to get it back into the front court here. Ashley with the screen. Nice bounce pass to Treidel. Treidel goes up and misses. Schaefer with the rebound. She's going to bring the ball up the floor. And she gets it to the free throw line to Taylor Meir. Knocked out of her hands, but Eagles keep it. And there's the three-pointer by Soper, no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Lily Kramer's going to get it into the front court. There's Sarah Reed. Again, Eagles are in that man-to-man. Sarah Reed dribbles to the free throw line, drops it down to Emma Fritcher. Nice high-low. Eagles are in a man-to-man, and they don't really match up very well with the height of the Wildcats. And Emma Fritcher's going to have a mismatch all night, so we'll see if they can take advantage of that. Wildcats back on defense. Eagles passing the ball around. They get it inside, and then they kick it back out there. And there's Soper again with the three-pointer, and it's going to hit the rim and bounce over the backboard and go out of bounds. So the Wildcats are going to get the ball. Fritcher's going to get it into Kramer. Lily Kramer's going to bring the ball up into the front court. We'll see. It looks like the Eagles aren't pressing, but they are in the man-to-man. Lily to Reed. She cuts. Reed's going to dribble. There's the bounce pass to Fritcher, and Paulson did a nice job of defending that. And she's going to get Fritcher then. Again, bad foul. Fritcher has the ball stolen from her. Instead of just turning around and going back and playing defense, she has to reach in, and there's a foul. So that's the first foul on the Wildcats this half, and it's Emma Fritcher's second foul. There's the pass inside, and they're going to get Emma Treidel just a little late on that cut. I think that was Taylor Meir with the cut, and Fritcher was trailing her, and they're going to get her for a foul. The ball's inbounded then to Schaefer. Schaefer has it, almost loses it, keeps it, gets it to Soper. Soper over to Schaefer. Inside, Schaefer throws it up, no good, and they're going to call that a, wow. Really calling this tight. That was a kind of a cheap. Treidel was going for the rebound here, and both of them were going for the ball. I didn't think anybody had possession of it, and they're going to call Treidel with the foul. So that's her third foul, so she's going to have to step out, which is kind of unfortunate for the Wildcats because she had 3 3-pointers in the game. But Eagles pass it in, and on the inbounds pass, it's stolen, and they're, Jesus. Lily Kramer just gets mugged, and they don't call anything. But we're going to go back the other way. They took it right out of her hands. Ashley missed the layup, and Kramer was going back up for the shot, but they didn't call the foul, so the Eagles have it. Schaefer with the shot, and they save it inbounds. The Eagles do, and it goes right to a Wildcat. Wildcats get it up into the front court. Kramer to Sarah Reed, no good. And Emma Fritcher tries to come up with the rebound, but the Eagle gonna get a hand in there and tie it up. So it will be a jump ball, and the possession goes to the Eagles with 4:48 left. It's 39-12. Schaefer bringing the ball up into the front court. Wildcats still in their 1-3-1. Ball goes over to Soper into Paulson. Paulson makes a pass, and it's knocked. It goes through up in his legs, so it'll go over to the Wildcats. Kramer's going to bring it into the front court. Eagles are still in the man-to-man. Hopefully the Wildcats can take advantage of this. I feel like this should be to their advantage, and there's the shot by Reed, no good from the elbow. Schaefer with the rebound, brings the ball up into the front court, comes to a jump stop, gets it to Soper, back to Schaefer. Schaefer drives in, and they're going to call Lily Kramer for the foul. That's going to be 2 free throws. Wildcats need to get that defense and move their feet and not reach quite so much. So Schaefer's going to go to the free throw line and puts up the free throw, and it's good on her first shot. Natalie Noonan's checking in. giving Lily Kramer a breather. So it's 39-13. Schaefer's with her second free throw here. It goes up and in. And that makes it 39-14 with 4 minutes to go. Tesla Malloy brings it up. She's going to take it all the way, and she takes it in for a shot, misses. And Eagles get the rebound. So Wildcats are missing some easy shots and could put the Eagles away, but they're just not doing that. And they're giving the Eagles just a little bit of maybe confidence, but there's an air ball by Schaefer, rebounded by the Wildcats. Nice pass up the floor by Sarah Reed to Natalie Noonan. Natalie is fouled as she goes up for the layup. So Noonan's going to go to the free throw line. I think that's going to be on Schaefer. That's her second foul. Noonan, nice free throw. Gets her first 2 points of the game. So she'll shoot another one. And she misses, but offensive rebound by Sarah Reed. And they're going to call foul on the Eagles on the floor before Sarah could put the offensive rebound or back up for a shot. I think they're going to get that on Bailey Uppina. That's her first. Nice. There's that same out of bounds play. They pass it into Malloy, who gets it right back to Fritcher, and Fritcher had a great look and she missed. And then the Wildcats had an offensive rebound and they pass it to Malloy, who shoots a three-pointer and it's an air ball, but Fritcher's right there for the offensive rebound and goes up for two and is fouled. This time they are going to get Hannah Fishwild, and that's going to be Fishwild's third foul. And Fritcher knocks down her first free throw. That's her first free throw of the night. And it looks like the Eagles are going to call timeout. We had another sub. It looks like Lacey Hennick checked in. I'm not sure who she checked in for. I'll get you the lineups here. After this timeout, so I want to go ahead and give a shout out again to Next Bank, our sole sponsor, who allows us to do the Wildcat Sports channel. If it wasn't for them, don't know if we would be here, so we do really appreciate their support. What's next on your list of financial goals? Wherever you're going next, Next Bank has a loan that's right for you. Your next car, your next home, even your next adventure, all are within reach with a Next Bank loan. Convenient locations in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So there's the buzzer for the timeout. And Natalie Noonan should be going back to the free throw line. For her, oh, I'm sorry, this is Fritcher. For her second shot here, she made her first one. So Fritcher's free throw is up and good. So the Wildcats have Tesla Malloy, Natalie Noonan, Lacey Hennick, Emma Fritcher, and Sarah Ashley on the floor. There's a shot by Paulson. No good. And there's a jump ball on that rebound, and it's going to stay with the Wildcats. Eagles got the last jump ball. So Tesla Malloy's going to get it up here. Again, the Eagles are in their man-to-man. Malloy picks her dribble up, gets it over to Noonan. Noonan's checking out the cuts, nothing there. Up to Ashley at the top of the key, over to Malloy. And she's going to drive baseline, nothing there. Bounce passes to Noonan. Noonan looks around, takes it to the top of the key, sets it up, gets it over to Ashley. Ashley's checking things out. Nothing. Nice backdoor cut by Emma Fritcher, and they hit Emma Fritcher, Sarah Ashley, and Fritcher knocks down the shot. So nice backdoor cut there by Fritcher. Gets 2 points. Eagles get it inside, and it's stolen by Noonan, and then she passes it up to Fritcher, who tries to keep it from going out of bounds. Fritcher can get up the floor pretty good, but Noonan let her just a little bit. So there's a turnover, and Lily Kramer's going to come back in. So we got Fritcher and Hennick and Noonan Sarah Reed's checking in, giving Fritcher a breather. We've got Tessa Malloy and Lily Kramer. So with 2:25 left, it's 44-14. Wildcats still in the 1-3-1 zone. Soper over to inside to Paulson, back to Soroka. She gets it to Paulson. Paulson is going to be tied up, and it should stay here with the Eagles. Lily Kramer takes the ball from Paulson, and it's a jump ball. Eagles retaining possession. And there's the ball inside. Shots no good by Uppena, Bailey Uppena, 5'7" sophomore. And then it's tipped out of bounds by Fishwild. So it's going to go to the Wildcats. Lily Kramer's going to bring the ball and get it into the front court. Going against the man-to-man defense of the Eagles. There's a nice pick by Hennick. Nothing going there. A steal, but nothing there, or attempted steal. Then it's a give and go from Reed to Kramer, but kind of a bad pass. Kramer wasn't able to handle that, and so it's going to be a turnover, and the Eagles are going to get the ball back. Paulson gets it into Soper. Soper's going to bring it into the front court for the Eagles. She looks at Paulson, back to Soper. Uppena with the rebound, throws it up, and it's going to go out of bounds, and I think they called a foul on an Eagle, maybe Bailey Uppena with her second foul. So five team fouls for the Eagles, 4 for the Wildcats. Again, neither team in really big foul trouble. Kramer gets it, hands it off to Noonan. Noonan dribbles to the free throw line, gets it over to Reed. Reed dribbling it to the free throw line, looking to backdoor to Kramer. It's not there. Kramer drives, passes it to Reed, cross courts to Noonan, down to the baseline to Kramer. She takes it baseline, nothing there. Pretty good defense here by the Eagles. Hennick at the elbow, looking for something. There's Sarah Reed on the left baseline. She decides she's going to shoot it, and it's no good. Sarah Reed, I think, only missed one shot in the first half, and I don't have her as with a basket the second half. The ball was knocked out of bounds by the Eagles, so Wildcats will retain possession here. Inbounded to Natalie Noonan, right back to Kramer, or to Reed, back to Kramer with the three-pointer, and there's Lily Kramer. Knocks down a three-pointer, give the assist to Sarah Reed. We've got 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Schaefer brings it up. Uppena gets it inside. Is that Taylor Murr? And they're going to call Murr with the travel. She got the ball in a bad position anyway. She wasn't able to do anything. She was right underneath the basket. So Wildcats are going to have an opportunity for a last shot here in the third quarter. 25 seconds left, 47-14. They get it into Hannah Kramer, who's checked in at the elbow. She gets it, tries to pass it to her sister, but it's stolen by the Eagles. And then Hope Soroka carries the basketball, so it's going to go right back to the Wildcats with 15 seconds left. So we'll see what kind of a shot the Wildcats can get off here. Kramer gets the ball, brings it into the front court. We'll see if they have some type of an isolation play. Noonan has the ball. She dribbles, looks. Hannah Kramer with the ball. She's going to dribble and gets it to the free throw line, gets it to Malloy. Malloy's going to go all the way, and at the buzzer lays it in, and it is going to count. So there was a little defensive mix-up there, and Malloy took it baseline, and I'm not sure if her defender thought she was going to have help or a switch, but Tesla Malloy was able to take it all the way in for a layup. Nice way to end the third quarter there for the Wildcats. So after 3 quarters, it is 49-14. Again, the Wildcats are still in that 1-3-1 zone, and they have been giving the Eagles some problems with that. Eagles have gotten some shots. They got some better looks that third quarter, but they just weren't able to knock anything down. And we're only able to score 2 points that third quarter. So the Wildcats opened up the lead here a little further, 49-14, as we go into the fourth quarter. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a lot of different players here. As I mentioned, the Wildcats will be at Alburnett tomorrow night. And this is a great opportunity to give some kids some varsity playing time. But we do have Lily Kramer and Hannah Kramer, Tesla Malloy, Natalie Noonan, and Sarah Reed out on the floor to start the fourth quarter. The Eagles staying in the man-to-man. Wildcats just need to this is a great opportunity just to work on there's a nice move by Sarah Reed. Takes it all the way to the hole, dribbles from the left to the right-hand side, but just isn't able to finish. Rebound Schaefer. Schaefer gets it into the front court. She gets it to Soper. Over to Taylor Murr. Taylor Murr goes up with the shot. No good. Rebounded by Noonan. Kramer's got the ball. She gets it down to Malloy. Malloy's got a nice position in there, but just misses the easy shot again. Just not using the backboard when maybe she should have been using the backboard. I'd say that that would be the one thing if I was Coach Malloy, would be just disappointed in the number of easy shots that the Wildcats have missed tonight. There's Schaefer, who takes the shot, misses it, gets her own rebound, and then takes it back in and is able to knock it down. So the Wildcats looking a little confused there on defense. We come back into the offensive end here. Hannah Kramer with the shot. Follows her shot to try to get the rebound, but just reaches in around an Eagle and is going to be called for the foul. So that would be the other thing. I feel like some of the fouls that the Wildcats are getting called for are just silly fouls where we're reaching and not moving our feet. And in a game like tonight when, I guess if you get 2 or 3, 4 fouls, and even if you put the team at the free throw line, it's not that big a deal, but you're just making bad habits. So I guess that would be one thing I would like to see the Wildcats kind of shore up, is our reaching on defense. So we've got 6 minutes here to go. And there's the shot by the Eagles. Schaefer's no good. And Lacey Hennick, who's checked in, gets the rebound. And then she throws it up into the front court, run down by Emma Fritcher. Fritcher to Ashley. Ashley dribbles and gets things set up again. We got Lucy Smith in on the floor. Fritcher passes it to give and go to Ashley, and there's another missed layup, but she didn't even try to use the backboard. I guess that's my big thing, is if you're going to shoot a layup, use the backboard. Don't just shoot it at the glass. So those are some things, even though when you come off of a win like this, yeah, it's exciting, but there's always things to work on. Fritcher takes the ball in for the shot, and it's stripped out of her hands, and then there is a jump ball, and I believe it is going to go to the Eagles. So with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter here, 49-16, Wildcats up. On the floor right now for the Wildcats, we've got Ellie Lentz, Lacey Hennick, and Lucy Smith, Sarah Ashley, and Emma Fritcher. Schaefer gets it into the front court to Paulson, back to Schaefer. Schaefer just runs into the middle and throws it up, and the Wildcats are going to go off of their fingers, and it goes to Creel, I'm sorry. And Schaefer just throws up and out. I can't, Schaefer shoots it with both hands on those jump shots. I can't even tell if she's right or left-handed, but I did see her shoot an outside shot, and I do think she's right-handed. The Eagles are going to pull in here to a full court press with 4.5 minutes to go. Ellie Lentz comes into the front court, gets it up to Sarah Ashley, back to Fritcher. Fritcher's going to get it into the front court. She gets it to Hennick. Hennick's checking things out. Gets it to Sarah Ashley, who they set up, and she cuts. Nothing there. Hennick over to Ellie Lentz. She thought about it, getting slapped, but nothing there. Hennick to Fritcher. Fritcher's going to drive, and she kind of throws up a runner. No good. Schaefer with the rebound. Schaefer's going to bring the ball up into the front court. And Ashley tries to draw the foul. Schaefer is out of control a little bit, but wasn't able to slide her feet over all the way, and they're going to call her for a foul, blocking foul. That's her second, team 6. So both teams have 16 fouls. Wildcats do a mass substitution there. So we've got Kramer back in with Emma Treitel, who sat quite a bit of that third quarter with foul trouble. Reed's back in. Hannah Kramer and Tesla Malloy. Again, the Wildcats are still in their zone. Wildcats are going to have a turnover here. They throw it over the head. The ball goes over the head of Creel. Reed's going to pass it in and gets it to Hannah Kramer. Back to Reed, up to Lily Kramer. Lily gets it over to Tesla Malloy. And again, great opportunity for the Wildcats. No, nobody picks up Malloy. She takes it down the middle of the lane, but is short on her shot. Rebound Eagles, they get it into the front court. Creel throws up a three, no good. Treidel with the rebound, gets it to Lily Kramer. Kramer over to Treidel. Treidel with the three-pointer, no good. Good hustle by Lily Kramer to try to save it, but isn't able to. So Treidel's got 3 3-pointers tonight. I think she's 3 for 5 now, or 3 for 6 for sure. Eagles have the ball. They get it into the front court with Soper. Soper gets it down to the baseline, and they lose control. And it's going to be a turnover on the Eagles. It's going to go back to the Wildcats. And here's 5 more new subs. And there's going to be a timeout on the floor by the Eagles. So with 1:58 left, 49-16 is the score. The only team to score so far in the fourth quarter has been 2 points by the Eagles. While I have this opportunity, again, I want to give a shout out to Next Bank. Next Bank is invested in their communities and ready to help the local economy grow by helping your business or farm operation grow. Whether you need an operating loan, equipment loan, livestock loan, or real estate loan, Next Bank has great terms and rates that will help you move your business to the next level. Next Bank offices are located in Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Central City, and Corville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So we come out of that timeout. Eagles on defense after the turnover. Natalie Noonan passes it to Lucy Smith, but is deflected out of bounds. So we're going to stay down here on this end, Wildcats basketball. Fritcher's going to pass it in to Noonan. Noonan gets it up to Briley Brooks. Brooks dribbles, and there's a reach by the Eagles, and it's going to be a foul on Hope Soroka. So that's going to put Briley Brooks to the free throw line. So that's 3rd foul on Hope. Briley Brooks has yet to score tonight, and there's her 2 first free throw, first points of the night for Briley. So she'll get a second shot. And her second shot is no good. Air ball, don't like to see that. Eagles are going to get it in. Schaefer's going to bring it up into the front court. Wildcats still in that zone. Gets it to Paulson. Paulson with the shot. Lucy Smith with the rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Elizabeth Soper. Lucy Smith's going to go to the free throw line. I don't know. This potentially could be her opportunity for her first 2 varsity points. So we'll see if Lucy can step up here and knock down a 3-pointer. And her free throw is no good. But Briley Brooks gets the rebound, and there's a nice pick by Ellie Lentz, and Brooks goes up, misses the shot. Rebound by Bailey Uppina. Gets it to Schaefer. Schaefer's going to get it into the front court. She goes down the middle and throws up the shot. No good. Rebound by Paulson, and there's going to be a steal by Natalie Noonan. We're going to go the other way. Briley Brooks. Nice pass to Emma Fritcher, but she can't finish, and then there's going to be a foul on Ellie Lentz on the rebound. So nice ball movement by the Wildcats. We're doing a good job. Like I said, we got some really, really good looks, but man, we've missed a lot of easy shots. We got to convert those, especially when you're playing in a competitive game. We want to knock those shots down. So with 42 seconds left, we've got Elizabeth Soper going to the free throw line for the Eagles, she misses her shot, rebounded by Hennick. Hennick's going to get it to Hannah Kramer, who gets it to Briley Brooks, who's going to bring it into the front court. 30 seconds left, so the Wildcats should just run their offense here. If they got a nice look, I'd take it, but otherwise we don't need to force it. There's almost a steal, but the Wildcats keep. Hannah Kramer gets it over to Hennick. Hennick dribbling, gets it to Ellie Lentz. Back to Hennick. Hennick with the shot from the elbow, no good. Gets her own rebound, blocked by Paulson. And Schaefer's going to take a half-court shot, and it is no good. So that's going to be the final here, 50-16. Not a stellar fourth quarter for the Wildcats. Had a lot of looks, but we just weren't able to finish it. And but we played a lot of players. Everybody got to play off the bench, so that's the way that you want to have a game like this and get a win. So that's the fourth win in a row for the Wildcat girls. That's a great job, like I said, of starting the season 0-3. New coach, couple new players, some that moved into the school district, and also just some new faces on varsity, and sometimes it takes a little while to gel, and it looks like the Wildcats are starting to do that. And I know the shooting percentage is going to be kind of frustrating, but at least they're doing a good enough job to get some good shots, and the coach has got to be happy with that. And like I said, in a game like this, a lot of times kids can overlook that there are still some things to work on, and I'm sure Coach Malloy will remind the Wildcats of that. So 50-16. These are unofficial. Sarah Reed had 12 first half points. I don't have her down as scoring in the second half, but again, I'm kind of announcing and doing this all at once. I have Fritcher with 6 points, Lily Kramer with 5 points. Treidel had 3 3-pointers. I'm pretty sure she was 3 for 5 or 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. That gives her 11 points, so that's nice to see have more than one player in double figures besides Sarah. I had Sarah Ashley with 5 points. I had her with a 3-pointer in the first half. Tessa Malloy had 4 points. She had some nice drives, and she gets that figured out to how to finish around the basket. That would be good. Hannah Kramer had 4 points in the first half. I don't have her down as scoring in the second half. Natalie Noonan knocked down a free throw, and Briley Brooks knocked down a free throw in the second half. So we had two double figures, what I have. Again, this is unofficial, with Sarah Reed with 11 and Emma Treidel with, Sarah Reed with 12 and Emma Treidel with 11. So nice to see that double figure scoring here for the Wildcats. And we had other players. Fritcher does a really nice job of getting open. She just needs to finish around the basket there, and I'm sure as she gets more confidence and just more playing time. I know she played some varsity last year, but it's still kind of coming in and just playing last year to being counted on and potentially trying to get double figures every night. Sometimes it takes a little bit of an adjustment mentally for players to do that. So nice game here by the Wildcats to get a win. As I mentioned, 4th straight win for the girls, so that's great to see. And they will be back in action tomorrow night at Alburnett. So we're having some technical difficulties with our loudspeaker here, a lot of static, which I'm sure is not very enjoyable to hear from the fans, but they're being patient here. We'll see if we can get, I'm sure they're trying to get the warm-up music going. Both teams are out on the floor here for the boys. Got a nice little crowd. JV game's over, so everybody's moved into the varsity gym. This is always kind of a fun time of year that you see a lot of alumni back, those that have been in college, or most colleges are done now till next year, and so I've seen quite a few alumni. Probably can't get anybody up to talk on the headphones with me. Everybody's always shy. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk here. We've got 10 minutes of warm-ups left. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the boys' game. We'll talk a little bit about Midland first. Midland boys come into tonight's game. They're also 1-5. Their sole win, again, was at Starmont, as well as their girls. They won by 2, 53-51. As far as the boys go, we do not have any common opponents that we can compare. The Midland boys have lost to Edco, East Buck, North Lynn, Springville, and Tipton, and we have yet to play any of them, and their lone win is against Starmont. Just looking at some of their stats, Isaac Soper is leading the Eagles. He's averaging 14 points a game. Isaac's a 6'2" junior, shooting 47% from the field, so that's a really nice field goal. He's an inside player because he's only taken 7 3-point attempts and he's missed them all, so he's an inside guy. Britton Martins, he's second in scoring, 13 points a game. He's shooting 37%, and he's a 3-point bomber. He's shooting actually almost 40% from the free throw line, or from the 3-point line. His 3-point line percentage is better than his 2-point percentage, so we're going to need to know where Britton Martins is. He is a 6'1" senior. And those are the two workhorses there for the Eagles. And then and the same two guys are leading and rebounding. Isaac Soper, 56 rebounds, and Britton Martins, 30. So those are the two guys that the Wildcats are going to need to identify when they're in. Kind of looking at the Wildcats. Wildcats come in again to tonight's game. They're 4-1. They won their first 4 games. They beat Central Locator. They beat Marquette Catholic, Cedar Valley Christian, and Lisbon. Then last Friday they went to Easton Valley and had their first loss. And Coach Carlson said with about 4 minutes to go in the game, they were only down by a handful. And then there was a couple 3-pointers by Easton Valley and a couple turnovers by the Wildcats. And just like that, it went into ended up being when the guys had to foul. So it turned into a 20-point game. But Carlson was really happy with the way the guys played. And so we're back home, and now we can hopefully get things figured out and get back on a winning streak again here. Talking about some of the statistical leaders for the Wildcats. Obviously, Wildcats are being led by I'll see what they're saying. He is 6'7" senior Nick Reed. He's averaging 27 points a game, shooting 59% from the field, 39% from the 3-point line, and 66% from the free throw line. Then Ethan Tighe averaging 10 points a game, and that's really nice to see because earlier, the first couple games we talked, Cody and I, we talked about the scoring and the help that Nick needed if we were going to be successful this year. Last year, Nick averaged about 35 points a game, and the second leading scorer was 4. And we talked about it at the beginning of the year, and if you talk to Coach Carlson, he's going to tell you that the way that we're going to be successful is we know Nick's going to get his 20 points a game or so, but what we need is we need 2 or 3 other guys, at least 1 or 2 other guys, I should say, in double figures. And that's what's happening. Ethan Tighe's come off the bench last year to be a starter this year, and he's, again, averaging 10 points a game. He's shooting 42% actually from the field, and he's 9 for 29 from the 3-point line for a 31%. Not bad. I'm sure Coach Carlson would like that up about 35%. But Ethan's really been a spark, and he really plays hard, so hopefully he can continue to hit those double figures. And then Patrick Wade's been a nice addition into the starting lineup. He got playing time last year, but his role has really increased this year, and he's shooting 59% from the field. He's averaging 7 points a game, and he's 3 for 4 from the three-point line. So he doesn't shoot a ton, but when he does, he makes them. So that's nice to see. And then David Warrington's coming in here, senior. He's got 5 points a game, and I believe he might be in the starting lineup tonight. I heard there might be a little shift there. So offensively, that's how it shakes out here for the Wildcats. Defensively, Nick Reed, leading rebounder, 92 rebounds already this year. And Nick's got 19 offensive rebounds, and the second leading rebounder for the Wildcats is Trey Orcutt, and he's got 13 total rebounds. So Nick does a lot of work on the glass there. And then we've got Ethan and David at 11 rebounds apiece. So those are sort of the statistical things here for the Wildcats. And we got about 6 minutes to go. Wildcats are just coming back in from their pregame talk, and the Eagles are still out here warming up. Couple other activities and things going on here. We're coming into tomorrow. We have an early out, and then we'll have some time off for Christmas break. But we do have 4 wrestlers this year. Not a big team, but 4 kids who are working hard and have been having some individual success. Obviously, as a team, we're not going to be able to win any meets, but individually, the kids have been really doing a good job. It's Cole Silver and Tristan Engen and Eva Owens. And I can't think of, Bird is his last name. I can't think of what his first name is. His mom is the new teacher, so we knew another new name. His first name is escaping me, but those are the 4 wrestlers, and they are actually having a meet tonight at Alburnett. And so we wish them continued success, and we'll keep you posted. Maybe I can try to get some stats and find out some records for the next broadcast. We've got robotics going on. I know they have a competition, I think Saturday. I know they came off of last year, had some great success, and made it all the way to the Worlds, and had a great opportunity to go there and participate. And they went up to Michigan, and it was a great opportunity for them just to see how that was. Lost some 3-year robotics people, but hopefully they have a good group back and can have some continued success. And when we come back from break, I'm going to try to see if I can't get some robotics reports here and let you know how they're doing. The junior high girls wrapped up their basketball season about a week ago, and when we come back from break, the junior high boys basketball will start. So we want to wish Coach Byers good luck with that. Just trying to think of what else is going on. Those are the main things right now. I'm sure there's speech practice going on. I'm not sure when their competitions start, and I'm sure concert, choir, and band are always working. I know they have competitions. So we'll try to keep you Wildcat fans out there updated on all the things that all the kids do. We got about 2 minutes to go here before the game gets going, and I always just like to take an opportunity to recognize Next Bank and all the things that they do for the Wildcats. Besides the Wildcat Sports Channel, they are our sole sponsor, but they sponsor a movie night here in Central City. They do a donation to the PTO's Children in Need Fund. They provide lunch for the teachers, usually in the before school starts when we have professional development, and at the end of the year, and we appreciate that. It's always a good lunch. They do all the program typesetting and printing for all the programs, for all the volleyball, football, basketball, wrestling, and track. They sponsor the homecoming parade. They help with the post-prom, supporting the post-prom, fine arts boosters, the robotics team, which I was just talking about. They also have a sign on the Wildcat baseball field. They sponsor the yearbook, and they help with the mental health and community resources night that that is held up here at Central City. So Next Bank, always like to try to get that in there for any new listeners, and just know how much we appreciate all that Next Bank does for Central City and all of our activities that we have going on here. So we've got about a minute here before, looks like the Wildcats are heading over. We'll have the starting lineups shortly. We're racking up the balls. For the Wildcats, I'm assuming it's going to be Nick Reed, Ethan Ty, it looks like, Trey Orcutt, yes, and David Warrington is in the starting lineup tonight.
Welcome to tonight's game.
And Ethan Ty.
The Midland Eagles. For tonight's lineup, for Central City, number 1, Trey Orcutt.
Yep, Trey Orcutt, Ethan Ty, Patrick Wade, Nick Reed, and David Warrington. And it's going to be Jensen Dodge for the Eagles. He's a 5'10" senior.
For the Eagles, number 15, Wilson Buckwalter.
Wilson Buckwalter will be another starter for the Eagles. He's a 5'8" senior.
For the Eagles, number 23, Zane Sauer.
And Zane Sauer,
For your Wildcats, number 14,
starter. He's a 5'10" freshman.
For the Eagles, number 25, Isaac Soper.
And number 25,
For the Wildcats,
Isaac
number 23,
Soper.
Patrick Wade. And for the Eagles, number 33, Sawyer Hansen.
And Sawyer Hansen. So I don't see Britt Martins in the lineup. I'm not sure if he's on the bench. They have uniforms on, or shooting shirts, so I can't tell if he's on the bench not playing or what the deal is. So no, Britton Martins, who was their second leading scorer. So we'll see how that affects the Eagles. Not very good, obviously, and maybe he is on the bench and just will be coming in. I'm not sure, so we'll see how that goes.
Troy Green, Dan Craig, and Brian Woods.
So Nick's going to do the jumping here as Isaac Soper is going to step in there to jump. Isaac Soper is listed at 6'2", Nick Reed at 6'7". And Nick is going to tip it to Patrick Wade, and the Wildcats are going to have control of the ball. Trey Orcutt gets it into the front court. And it's going to be a 2-3 zone there by the Eagles. And there's Warrington to Ethan Ty, swings it around to Patrick Wade. Warrington at the top of the key over to Trey Orcutt. Trey Orcutt gets it into Nick Reed, kind of a fall away little bank shot. There's 2 points for Nick. Nice pass inside. Wildcats are coming with a little bit of full court pressure. So Eagles get it into the front court. And they're working the ball around here. There's a fake and a drive, and there's a score by Zane Sauer, the freshman. So it's 2-2. Nick Reed's going to bring the ball up, gets it to Ethan Ty in the corner on the baseline. He dribbles it, and he misses his three-point attempt, but it's kept alive. And Nick Reed with the offensive rebound, and he puts it in. So 4-2, Wildcats up with that full court press. Isaac Soper with the ball. He gets it into the middle of the floor to the Eagles to get it into the front court. And there's Zane Sauer with the three-pointer. No good. Nick Reed with the rebound. He's going to take it. and he takes it to the baseline, gets it to the top of the key. Ethan Ty over to Trey Orcutt. Trey Orcutt with 3, nothing there, and that's going to be a rebound there by Wilson Buckwalter. Buckwalter has it in the backcourt, gets it into the front court to Sauer. Sauer gets it around over there to Sawyer Hansen, who has a kind of a crazy shot, but the Eagles are able to retain possession. So they're going to set it up here. Hansen turns and dribbles, stopped, gets it to gets that to Isaac Soper with the miss. Reed with the rebound. He gets it to Ethan Ty. Ethan just swings it around to Patrick Wade. Patrick's checking things out, takes it up to the top of the key, resets. Trey Orcutt down to the baseline of David Warrington. Warrington's thinking about it, but he gets it to Trey Orcutt. Orcutt skips it over to Patrick Wade from the baseline air ball, but there's Warrington for the rebound. Trey Orcutt puts it on the floor, dribbles it in, loses control, is going to go out of bounds. So the Eagles are going to take over. Soper's going to pass it in bounds. There's Sauer, gets it up to Buckwalter. He's right in the corner. There's going to be a hard trap there by, a hard trap by the Wildcats. And Buckwalter tries to throw it off of Nick's leg. Nick's ready for it, and he tips it, and Buckwalter ends up going off of his hands. So Wildcats are going to get the ball. There's a nice give and go inside to Reed, and he's got 3 people on him, but he's able to get position and go up, and he is going to be fouled. Nick Reed's going to go to the free throw line here for 1 free throw. And it's no good. Buckwalter with the ball. And he traveled. Again, Wildcats are showing some full court pressure there. So Trey Orcutt gets it into Ethan Ty at the baseline, and Ethan with the 3-pointer from the corner, and it's going to be a timeout. Eagles take a quick timeout. And just like that, it's 9-2. Nick Reed with 3 2-point baskets, and then Ethan Ty hits the 3-pointer down in the corner. The last 2 possessions, the Eagles have had problems getting it over half court. The pressure that the Wildcats are showing is hurting them a little bit. So we've got Britton Martins is checked into the lineup, so he must not have started for some disciplinary thing or something, but he is in, or else he'd been sick. Gets it up to Buckwalter. Buckwalter gets it in the corner to Sauer. Sauer does a crossover, thinks about it over Nick, but he doesn't have the shot. Gets it to Soper. Soper gets it up to Jensen, back to Buckwalter. Buckwalter setting things up and gets it to Jensen Dodge, back to Buckwalter. Just passing around at the top of the key, hands off to Soper at the top of the key. Now Martins had it there. Sauer's looking nothing. And there's a long 3-pointer by Buckwalter. Not maybe the shot that they probably want. Nick Reed with the rebound. And tries to make a pass, is blocked by Buckwalter, but the Wildcats still have it. Warrington gets it over to Patrick Wade, who gets it inside to Nick Reed off the glass for 2. And the pressure there by the Wildcats right away. Almost a steal, but Sauer takes it in, misses the easy shot, rebounded by the Wildcats. Ethan Ty's got the ball, gets it into the front court. Gets it over to Orcutt. Orcutt overshoots David Warrington, so there's a turnover. Eagles are going to bring it the other way. There's Martins bringing it up, getting it to Sauer. There's the block on Soper. Isaac Soper takes it in, blocked by Nick Reed. Nick Reed takes it coast to coast, dumps it off to Patrick Wade, and Wade with a 2-pointer. Wildcats are in that full court press. They get it to Soper in the middle of the floor. He's going to take it. He bounces it off to Sawyer or Sauer. I think Zane Sauer, freshman, and his shot is blocked from behind by Nick Reed. So we will stay down here with the Wildcats. We got Marshall Vandeveck and Keegan Kula checking in. Oh, Patrick Wade just about has the steal. They get it into Martins. Martins dribbles, looks over to Soper. Soper gets it up to, who's that? Zane Sauer. Sauer's dribbling it around here. We've got just under 3 minutes. 13-2. Bridgewater dribbling around, gets it to Soper. Soper at the elbow, shoots, misses, and tried. Midland tapped it around, and then Marshall Vandeveck came down with the rebound, and then Buckwalder reaches in for a foul. That's the second team foul on the Eagles and his first, so Wildcats are going to bring it in here to the front court. We got Ethan Ty. Ethan's got a three-pointer. He gets it to Wade, back to Ty. Ty gets it over to Marshall. Marshall's skip pass to Wade on the baseline. He's looking around. Patrick Wade, nice crossover. Gets it to Keegan Kula, who's checked in. Keegan spins, lobs it into Nick. Nick is going to then do a drop step and lay it in. And the Wildcats are still in that full court press, 1-2-1-1. And there's a near steal, but Wildcats the Eagles are able to get it into the front court. Buckwalder dribbling the ball. He's going to take it all the way, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. I think they're going to call that on Patrick Wade again with the hands. Yep, Patrick Wade, rather than moving his feet, he reached, and they're going to get him with a call on that. So the Eagles get it in. Buckwalder checking things out. Over to Sauer. He gets it to Martin. Martin's dribbles, pulls up for the three. No good. In and out. Nick Reed with the rebound. He's going to get it into the front court for the Wildcats. He checks things out, gets it over to Kula. Kula gives it right back to Nick. Nice drop step by Nick, and he misses the little baby hook, but he is fouled on the shot. So Nick is going to go to the free throw line. Nick's free throw is up and good. Trey Orcutt on the floor along with Ethan Ty, Nick Reed, Marshall Vandevecht, and Keegan Kula. Second free throw is up and in. Eagles again trying to work against the full court press of the Wildcats. They get it into the front court. Sauer, and he's going to dribble it and lose control, and it's going to go out of bounds. Wildcats are going to take over. Marshall Vandevecht's going to pass it in to Trey Orcutt, and Trey Orcutt looks and gets it into the front court. There's 1:20 left. Nick Reed's got the ball. He's going to get a pick from Keegan Kula. Nick pulls up for a three-pointer and drains it. Nice shot by Nick, and the pressure is still being applied by the Eagles. A nice steal by Trey Orcutt. Orcutt picked the Eagles' pocket and was able to get a layup. And we have another quick timeout here by the Eagles. It's 22-2 with 1 minute left in the first quarter. Next Bank represents a new approach to banking in Iowa. Expanded services, more technology, and increased personal attention. If you want to take your banking to the next level, Next Bank is for you. Next Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Wow, just like that. It went from about a 7-point game to about a 12-point game to now it's a 20-point game. We've got, and again, I'm missing 2 points, so I can't remember here, but I'm unofficial. But I have Nick with a three-pointer, Ethan Ty with a three-pointer, and those are the only 2 three-pointers. And then we've got Patrick Wade and Trey Orcutt with a couple points. And hopefully we'll see a lot of Wildcats tonight. As I mentioned, we'll be back at this tomorrow night at Alburnett. So I'm sure Coach Carlson will want to try to get in as many players as possible here. So it's 22-20. Eagles just passed it in, trying to break the press, and this time they do. And Buckwalter's going to go, and there's Keegan Kula with the charge. Keegan just planted himself, and Buckwalter, he tried to dribble around him, but then he went right back into Keegan, and that's a turnover for the Wildcats. That's 4 team fouls. That's Buckwalter's second. Wildcats get it into the front court. We've got 45 seconds left. Kula tries to get it into Reed, batted by Buckwalter, but Wildcats get it. Then Marshall Vandevet over to Ethan Ty. Ethan Ty misses in and out, and Nick Reed cleans it up and knocks in 2 more points. There's a trap in the corner. They get it to Hansen. Then back to Jensen Dodge, and he gets it to Buckwalter. Buckwalter's going to set things up. There's 15 seconds here in the first quarter. Sauer gets it over to Martins, and he lets go a 3 and misses. And Nick Reed gets the rebound, and the Wildcats are going to get an opportunity here for one last shot. Nick's going to go to his left to pull up for a 3-pointer and just hits the front of the rim. No good. So after 1 quarter, it's going to be 24-2. Wildcats up. One of Midland's our leading scorers, did not start, but he has entered the game, Britton Martins. And then Isaac Soper, I don't think their 2 leading scorers have scored. Actually, the 2 points has come from freshman Zane Sauer. So the Wildcats defense, their full court press is really putting a lot of pressure on the Eagles, and they're having a hard time handling that. Wildcats have gotten a couple steals and have converted it into points, or else have just made it turnovers where we've gotten the ball back and have converted. So we'll see if they keep that press on. 24-2, we'll see how much longer Coach Carlson keeps that on, or if he'll pull that off a little bit. To start the second quarter, we've got Draven Silver checking in and Keegan Kula. Nick Reed, Marshall Vandevet, and Trey Orcutt are going to be the 5 Wildcats. The Eagles are going to have Isaac Soper and Jensen Dodge, Buckwalter, Martins, and Sawyer Hansen and the floor. Eagles will start with the ball to start the second quarter. Wildcats are going to a man-to-man. Buckwalter slipped and fell, was able to maintain his dribble and get back up, gets a nice pass to Soper, but Soper misses the inside shot, and it's rebounded by the Wildcats. Wildcats are on the offensive end there. Keegan Kula's looking things over, and he's going to dribble, and he's going to take it in and lay it up off the glass, and there's 2 points for Keegan. Nice to see Keegan get into the scoring column. Nice move. And there's Martins, pulls up for a 3, long, goes to Jensen Dodge. He gets the rebound, and now he's going to shoot it, and there's a 3-pointer by Dodge. So the second quarter is underway, and the Wildcats and the Midland Eagles trade baskets. So Keegan Kula is checking things out. Orcutt's at the top of the key, checking things. Looks like the Eagles have went to a box and 1. Keegan's on the baseline. He thinks about it, and Keegan charges in, and this time Isaac Soper is going to draw the charge, and that's probably a good call. Keegan just put his head down, and you knew, I think everybody in the gym knew he was going to drive, and Soper just planted his feet and took a charge. Keegan's going to go out, and David Warrington's going to check back in. We've got Bridgewater bringing it into the front court. He gets it to Soper. Over back then to Soper, and Nick Reed with the block, but Draven Silver, I think, got him with the body, and Isaac Soper went down, and Isaac Soper is a 6'2". He's a big guy. Yeah, they're going to call that on Draven Silver. Draven kind of got him from the back, and Nick got him from the front with the block, and Soper goes down, and he's okay. He gets back up, and he goes to the free throw line, knocks down his first free throw. Patrick Wade's going to check back in for Marshall Vandevet. Marshall did a good job while he was out on the floor. And there's the second free throw by Soper, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Nick Reed's going to bring the ball up into the front court. There's going to be a pick by Draven Silver. Nick gets it over to Warrington. Back to Nick. Nick's going to pull up for a long three. No good. Trey Orcutt tries to go up for the rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds by Martin. I'm Cindy McCarthy, and there's 6:16 left in the second quarter. Wildcats are up 26-6. They do have the ball. There's Patrick Wade driving in, makes contact with Soper. Nothing's called. The shot is missed and rebounded by Soper. Buckwalder gets it to Soper, over to Hanson. Hanson to Buckwalder. Buckwalder gets it to Martins. He's dribbling around. Just a lot of dribbling around at the top of the key for the Eagles. Pretty good defense there by the Wildcats. Looks like just straight up man-to-man. Hanson gets the ball back to Buckwalder. Buckwalder's dribbling around, and they give it to Soper. Soper turns, gives it to Hanson. They're all at the top of the key, not really doing much here. Sauer with the three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Wade. Near steal by Sauer. Nick's got the ball. He's going to push it up into the front court. Not really any advantage. Nick dribbles baseline, kicks it out to Trey Orcutt, who cuts between the defenders and goes up with the shot. No good. Soper with the rebound. Eagles are going to come down. Buckwalder's got it. Sauer over to Martins, and there's a steal by Orcutt, and Orcutt's going to take it to the hole, and he's going to be fouled by Sauer. Zane Sauer goes up and fouls Orcutt. He misses the layup, so there will be 2 free throws for Trey. And his first free throw is going to be, hits the back of the rim and bounces in. So good job for Trey. We got Ethan Ty checking back in. Trey Orcutt's going to get another free throw here. And that's up and in. So 2 free throws there for Trey. Gives him 4 points on the night. I believe this is unofficial. I'm missing 2 points somewhere. So Bridgewater has, I'm getting his name all mixed up. Buckwalter gets it into the front court. Eagles are moving it around. Buckwalter gets the ball again with a deep, deep three. Not a really very good shot. Soper tries saving it, but he steps out of bounds. So Wildcats are going to get the ball back with 4:44 left, 28-6. Buckwalder's going out. I don't think the coach liked that shot, and they're going to have him sit and kind of think about that. Trey Orcutt's going to bring the ball into the front court. He gets it over to Patrick Wade, down to the baseline to Warrington. He looks inside, back to Wade, nothing there. They get it over to Orcutt. Orcutt gets it into Nick Reed, and Nick is going to turn and go up for the shot. The Eagles want travel, and they call foul. I think that was on Soper, and that's going to be his 3rd foul. And I thought he reached, and they don't like it. But so Isaac Soper with 3 fouls, and he's still on the floor. So the coaches are going to have to make a decision. Do they leave him in, or do they take him out? They're down 28-6. In the meantime, Nick misses both free throws. Wildcats are going to go back to a little bit of pressure, and there's a steal. Nick's got it. There's a 3-on-2. Nice pass from Nick to Patrick Wade. Wade misses the shot. Rebound by Nick, and Nick's shot is blocked. And in the scramble, the Eagles get it, and Martins knocks down a reverse layup. So 28-8 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Trey Orcutt dribbles to the top of the key. We got Wade. Wade goes over to Ethan Ty. Ethan inside to Nick. There's a swipe at the ball, and they left Isaac Soper in, and all he can do is just stand there, and Nick just shoots over him. And there's going to be another steal on that press, and Nick's going to take it in, and he misses. Soper's just standing there letting him take it, and Nick gets his own offensive rebound and finishes it there. Martins gets it into the front court here. And Sowers got the ball at the top of the key. Wildcats are in their man-to-man. There's a pick. Sowers going to take it, a little runner, and he throws it up off the glass. No good. Nick looks. Ethan Ty got up the floor, and he misses the shot. Knocked out of Soper's rebound and knocked out of his hands by Patrick Wade. So Ethan Ty kind of squirted down the field there, and Nick saw him, but Ethan wasn't able to convert. Again, kind of like the girls' game, we're getting some of those easy shots around the rim. We just need to knock them down. Wildcats still a little bit in a token pressure here. Just think it's man-to-man. Soper gets it up to Sauer. Sauer gets it to Martins in the corner. Martins gets it back into Soper inside. Soper, nice bounce pass to Buckwalter. That was a nice offensive series there by the Eagles. Makes it 32-10 with 2:45 left in the second quarter. Nick Reed's going to bring it into the front court. And he gets it over to Ethan Ty. Ethan gets it to Keegan Kula, who's checked in. Marshall Vandevet's also checked in. Marshall over to Ethan. Ethan looks, dribbles, skip pass to Keegan Kula. Keegan, nothing there. He skips it back to Ethan Ty. Ethan gets it, keeps it in bounds, gets it to Patrick Wade. They're looking inside to Nick, but he's being double teamed. Cross court to Keegan. Keegan back to Marshall. And there's Patrick. Oh, Patrick gave up a shot there in the corner to Ethan Ty, who's just short with his three-pointer, and the Eagles get the rebound. That's Martins. And I think, they're saying that, to be honest, the ball hit off of a Wildcat. I'm not sure how that can be. Yeah, the Midland coach is saying that it was touched, and I do think it did hit off of the Wildcat foot, but they're saying it was over and back, so the Wildcats have it. Patrick Wade's going to drive in and take it in for all the way for a layup. There's 2 more points. And the Eagles get it into the front court. Martin's dribbling the ball around. Gets it over to Sauer. Sauer checks things over, and he shoots over Nick Reed with a three-pointer. No good, but Soper with the rebound, and he's going to be fouled on the shot by Keegan Kula. Keegan thought he drew another charge, but it was a blocking foul. So that's 2 fouls on Keegan, and that puts Isaac Soper to the free throw line for the Eagles. 34-10 with 1:30 left in the second quarter. Soper at the free throw line. First shot is up and no good. David Warrington's going to check in for Keegan. Soper's going to get another shot, and it is in and out and rebounded by Warrington. He gives it to Nick Reed. Nick Reed's going to bring the ball up into the front court for the Wildcats. Checking things out, gets a pick from Ethan Ty, gets it over to Patrick Wade. Patrick's nothing there, dribbles, gets it to Ethan Ty at the top of the key, down to David Warrington, back to Ethan. Ethan thinks about it, back to Warrington. David's looking around, gets it to Patrick Wade. Patrick's going to penetrate and kick it out to Warrington, and David knocks down the three-pointer. David Warrington with the first points of the game for him. And a little token pressure here by the Wildcats, but the Eagles get it into the front court. And there's Buckwalter dribbling the ball. Gets it to the baseline to Jensen Dodge and into Sauer, who turns and does a little fadeaway floater. 2 points for him. Nick Reed's going to bring the ball up. He gets it across half court. We've got 30 seconds left in the second quarter, so the Wildcats are probably going to try here to take the last shot. Patrick Wade has the ball, being defended by Buckwalter. Gets it to Ethan Ty. Ethan Ty's checking things out. He's going to dribble to the top of the key. 14 seconds left. They get it to Marshall Vandevet. And they probably want to get it back to Nick. Nick's got the ball, and he gets it over to Marshall Vandevet. And Marshall with the three-point look, no good. David Warrington keeps it alive. Oh, and Nick Reed had a chance at the buzzer to tip it in, but just wasn't able to finish. So 37-12 at the half. So 13-10 there, the second quarter. So the Eagles got down 24-2 in the first quarter, come back and defensively picked it up a little bit. The Wildcats obviously were running in a lot of different people, and the Eagles were able to get 10 points there in that second quarter. So again, at halftime, if you're just joining me, I'm Cindy McCarthy, and it's 37-12. Wildcats are up. And again, I'm trying to keep score here and announce at the same time, so I'm not going to say that I'm spot on with these, but Ethan Ty had a three-pointer here in the first half. I have Patrick Wade with 4 points. David Warrington hit a three-pointer here. Trey Orcutt, I have him with 4 points, a field goal and 2 free throws, and Keegan Kula had a layup. And then Nick has I have Nick with 19 first half points. And again, I'm missing 2 points someplace. So somebody I don't have with 2 points. And again, I'm unofficial. So, but Nick with potentially 21, but 19 first half points. And then again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other Wildcats that have scored. So it's nice to see a lot of Wildcats getting in on the action. And as I mentioned, there should probably be a lot of some of the subs getting some playing time, being up 37-12. And then, as I've mentioned several times, the Wildcats will be in action tomorrow night at Alburnett, and we'll be broadcasting. Again, I mentioned it's a fun time of the year. I've seen a lot of alumni back in the stands here coming on to cheer on the Wildcats. It's nice to see that they come back, and hopefully they're all being successful at whatever endeavors they are doing here at life after high school. We're doing a 3-point contest here, it looks like. They're trying to raise money for, I think, post-prom. And I've seen 2 half-court shots be made. And now we've got a little cluster of kids coming out here. While I have this opportunity, I'll give a shout out again to Next Bank, our sponsor. From your first checking account to your first car, first mortgage to retirement, and all the money matters in between. Next Bank people relate because they're your people. They are in your community, sitting beside you at the kids' games, working local fundraisers, and shooting the breeze at the grocery store. Start building the banking relationship of a lifetime with Next Bank. Conveniently located in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So we always appreciate all that Next Bank does for us. And I mentioned a lot of the different things that they do. So we've got 6 minutes to go here at halftime. Wildcats are up 37-12. Nick Reed with 19 first half points. I have the Wildcats with 3 3-pointers that first half. I'd say the big thing in the first quarter was just the press that the Wildcats really kind of hurt the Eagles, and they had some turnovers, and the Wildcats were able to get some easy looks off of that. Second quarter, obviously the Wildcats pulled that press off a little bit, and in the half court, the Eagles were able to have some decent offensive sets and knock down a few shots, and they were able to, again, get 10 points. And the Wildcats scoring dropped a little bit, but then again, we were running in several different players. players that don't get as much playing time, Draven Silver and them. And so, you know, those aren't some people that are used to scoring and things like that. So again, we've got half-court shot contest going on. Raising money for post-prom. People out there seeing what they can do. Like I said, Natalie Noonan's just went in and out. So we got 4:40 left of halftime, and here come the Wildcats. So they're ready to start warming up. Again, I don't know, as far as Coach Carlson, he's got to be pretty happy with the way things went. I guess they didn't give up a lot of offensive rebounds. Their defense was pretty good. Didn't really turn the ball over that many times, so not a lot to talk about. Obviously, he's probably got some things that they want to work on. Midland was playing a box and one, and the Wildcats should be used to seeing that. I think everybody they've played has played a junk defense on Nick. So they're out warming up here, waiting for the Eagles to come back out and get things underway. I mentioned the activities that are going on. We've got wrestling tonight are in Alburnett. They were in Alburnett. I don't know if they're done. The wrestlers. And I've got robotics going on right now in boys and girls basketball. Girls, if you're just joining me, the girls won their game by a score of 50-16. They were led by Sarah Reed and Emma Treidel. Sarah Reed had 12 and Emma Treidel had 11. So it was nice to see that. That's their fourth win in a row. So they now have a winning record. They started 0-3, and now they are 4-3. And they're going into Alburnett tomorrow night, and should be a pretty competitive game. Alburnett got beat the other night by Easton Valley, and our Lady Wildcats, or the girls Wildcats team, beat Easton Valley so by 2, and I think Alburnett lost by less than like 6. So it should be a pretty competitive game tomorrow night. And Alburnett's boys made it to state last year, and they had a really good team, and I'm not sure. I'll have to do some work here and see what they lost. So I'm not sure what Alburnett had back. I'm sure they have some back. I do know they had a couple pretty good seniors graduate. So it'll be interesting to see how the boys play tomorrow night at Alburnett. We got 2 minutes to go. Both teams are back out on the floor. I guess I didn't, for those of you at home, set the stage a little bit here, though I don't think I did this before the game. The Eagles are black and gold, but they've got like a dark gray uniform with black numbers with gold trim, and they've got some gold stripes on their shoulders and some gold stripes down their legs. And the Wildcats are in their home whites with black numbers, white shorts with some red trim around the leg. Wildcat logo on the side of the shorts. Eagles have an eagle on the side of their shorts. Pretty sharp uniforms, actually. I like Midland's uniforms. So we got a minute to go here. I'm Cindy McCarthy. Girls won tonight. Central City girls are now at 4-3. Have went over the 500 coming into tonight's game, so they've got a 4-game win streak. So they're 4-3. The guys come in tonight 5-1, or 4-1. I'm sorry. Our boys are 4-1. Lost last Friday to Easton Valley. That was their first loss of the year, so they're trying to get back on the winning track. And so far, so good. 37-12 at halftime. Nick Reed leading all scorers, I'm assuming. And he's got 19 first half points. Wildcats are probably going to start the same starters, I'm guessing, just to get back in the flow of things, and then I'm assuming we're going to see quite a few subs the second half here, just to keep some fresh legs for the Wildcats. Since they do play back-to-back games, you always got to be aware of that. Wildcats are going to start with the ball. Patrick Wade's going to pass the ball in. Trey Orcutt. Midland's is going to be in a half court. Looks like they're going, we'll see what they're in here. There's a shot, quick shot by Ethan Ty in the rebound, but it's stolen by the Eagles. So Buckwalder's going to bring the ball into the front court. Wildcats are in man-to-man. Sauer with the ball over to Soper. Soper's going to drive. There's a steal by Ty, but we aren't able to pick it up, and then Sauer comes in. Three-pointer, no good. Soper with the dump down to Jensen Dodge with 2 points. Nick wasn't able to get the rebound there. Nick Reed's got the ball, gets it over to Patrick Wade. Patrick's dribbling around, Trey Orcutt. They get it over to Ethan Ty. He gets it to Patrick Wade, takes it into the basket, turns around, passes out to Ethan Ty. Ethan Ty with the three-pointer. Give that assist to Patrick Wade. He dribbled, drew the defense, kicked it back out to Ethan Ty. Ethan Ty knocks down his second three-pointer of the night. Wildcats on defense, Midland in the front court. There's Martins, who starts the second half. Didn't start the first half, so you've got Martins and Soper and Buckwalder and Sauer and Dodge out there. For the Eagles, you got Sauer at the top of the key. He's looking over to Dodge. Dodge just made a shot. He gets it inside to Martins, turns and spins in and out and back in, so there's 2 points. Nick Reed's going to bring the ball up. Gets it into the front court. He's going to go right around, kicks it to Wade. Wade gets it to Orcutt. Orcutt to the baseline to David Warrington, no good. Nick goes up, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Soper. Nick going up for the rebound but couldn't control it. It's knocked out of bounds by Isaac Soper. It'll stay down here with the Wildcats. Orcutt gets it into Ty. Ty doesn't have anything, gets it to the top of the key here to Patrick Wade, who resets it. Trey Orcutt skips it over to Ethan Ty. Ethan looks, he dribbles, gets it over to Patrick Wade, nothing there. Ethan Ty with the shot from the key, there it is. Another three-pointer by Ethan. It's his third three-pointer of the night. Nice pass by Patrick Wade, passing up a shot and getting it to Ethan, who's got the hot hand right now. 2 3-pointers here to start the second half. So Martins has got the ball. He dribbles, stops, looks, gets it to Buckwalder. Buckwalder takes it in, kicks it back out to Soper. Soper uses his body and takes it up for a nice little shot. Nick Reed wasn't able to do anything. Nick brings it into the corner. There's a screen by David Warrington. Nothing there on the screen, and they kick it over to Trey Orcutt with the three-pointer. Nothing going for Trey. Martins gets the rebound, brings it up, gets it over to Dodge. Dodge gets it into Soper. Soper uses his body and just throws it up. And Sauer with the rebound. Nothing there. Ethan Ty with the rebound. He's pushing into the front court. Oh, and Ethan, the ball took a funny bounce and bounced right over Ethan's head. So it's going to be called a carry, and it's going to go back to the Eagles. Keegan Kula checks in for David Warrington. Buckwalder brings it in, gets it to Soper, gives it back to Buckwalder for a give and go, and then he kicks it to Dodge for the three-pointer. Nothing there. Nick Reed with the steal. He's pushing. And Buckwalder, I don't know what he was doing, but he just kind of fell into Nick from behind, and that's going to be Buckwalder's third foul. Probably not something the coaches wanted that to happen, but Buckwalder's got 3 fouls, and I believe Isaac Soper has 3 fouls for the Eagles. As far as the Wildcats, I don't think anybody's in foul trouble. There's the shot by the Wildcats, missed, and it's rebounded by the Eagles. We're in the front court. Martins with the ball. He's going to drive. He's going to pull up for the shot. No good. Nick with the rebound, and the Wildcats are going the other way. Nick's dribbling, gets it to Keegan Kula. Keegan looks, gets it to the baseline to Ethan Ty. He thinks about it. Back to Kula. Keegan over to Trey Orcutt. Trey's going to try to take it in, and then he kicks it out to Patrick Wade. Patrick dribbles to the elbow, pulls up for the jump shot. Nothing. Hits the back of the rim, bounces out. Buckwalder brings it into the front court. Buckwalder's going to drive, and then he kicks it back to Isaac Soper with the three-pointer. No good. Nice rebound by Ethan Ty. Goes up, brings it down, and he's going to get it into the front court for the Wildcats. Up to Trey Orcutt. Trey gets it to Keegan. Back to Trey. Trey's going to set things up. Over to Patrick Wade. Patrick's looking on the right side. Back to Trey Orcutt. Goes to the left side there to Keegan Kula. He gets it inside to Nick Reed. Nice assist by Keegan. So there's 2 points for Nick. His first 2 points of the second half. Gets it into the front court. Buckwalder's got the ball, doing some dribbling. He takes it in and gives it to Soper, and the ball is blocked by Nick Reed, and Nick blocks another shot. The Eagles got the rebound, and there's another block by Nick, and Nick's going to take it all the way in, and Martin's just lost where he was at, and he's going to foul Nick there on the shot. It's going to be Nick going to the line there. So Martins picks up his, I don't know if that's his first or second foul. His first foul, so Martins' first foul. So as I mentioned, I think Buckwalder and Soper have 3 fouls. So Nick's free throw, his first one is no good. He'll get a second one because he was fouled in the act of shooting. Marshall Vandevet has checked in now. And geez, Nick's, that one went halfway down and came out. So 45-18 with 2:55 left. Wildcats on defense right now. Buckwalder dribbling it, gets it to Sauer. He throws up a 3. Nice shot by Sauer, and he drains it. Trey quickly gets the ball up into the front court, gets it to Marshall. Marshall to back to Trey. He drives in, misses. Martins with the rebound. Martins is going to bring the ball up for the Eagles. He gets it over to Sauer. Sauer just had a three-pointer. He gets it back to Martin at the top of the key. Martin's looking, driving. Kicks it over to Buckwalder. Buckwalder back to Sauer at the top of the key. And he's thinking about it, but nothing there. He goes to uh-oh, here we go. Let's do it, Nick. Nick throws down a jam. Woo! Slam dunk by Nick Reed. Two-handed, no less. I believe that's his first official dunk of his career in a game. Eagles come back and miss, and the Wildcats have the ball, and we've got Ethan Ty in the corner. Three-point attempt, no good. Isaac Soper with the rebound. Buckwalder gets it up to Sauer. Sauer dribbles between his legs, nothing there. Turnover. Nick's got the ball again. He's running, and he gets it up to Marshall Vandevet. Marshall takes it in, throws it off the glass, no good. Soper with the rebound. We're going to come back down here with the Eagles. Martins, he kicks it out to Dodge. Dodge is going to drive, kicks it out to Buckwalder. Buckwalder up to Sauer. He's at the top of the key, checking things out. And there's another steal by Trey Orcutt, but Wildcats aren't able to gain possession. Martins does keep possession for the Eagles, and he throws up a 3. No good. Rebounded by Eagles. Now we have Buckwalder dribbling at the top of the key. He gets it over to Sauer. Sauer, nice pass inside to Soper. Soper spins and comes around the other side of the basket to try to avoid Nick Reed. And that's got to be something there. Sauer just tried to take a charge, and Nick Reed and him both collided, and they didn't call anything. It's got to be something with a collision like that at midcourt. And Coach Carlson's getting Nick out, and that's probably not a bad idea. It's 47-21. Game's getting a little out of control. You hate to see something happen. Nick got a free throw, or his dunk. I'm not sure that Nick's feeling 100%, to be honest. So we got Marshall Vandevet, David Warrington, got Ethan Ty on the floor. And there's a shot by Buckwalter, no good, and they're going to call foul. We have, let's see here, new player Jensen Orr checked in, junior, 6'4", and he's going to get called for a foul. It looks like he pushed on the rebound. So Wildcats with 25 seconds left in the third quarter are up 47-21. Ethan Ty with two three-pointers, and Nick with two pointers, one of those being a slam dunk. And I'm not sure, the officials are talking about something. They called a foul on the Midland, as I mentioned, they called a foul on 6'4" junior Jensen Orr. And the Wildcats should have the ball out of bounds. And evidently they are calling it an intentional foul because they are now putting Marshall Vandevet to the free throw line, and they're pulling all the Oh. I wonder if it's a technical foul because I just saw them do something with his jersey. So I wonder if something with his jersey, his number not being in the scorebook or something, or he didn't check in. I'm not sure. But anyway, technical foul there on the Eagles. Something with his jersey number or not checking in, and now they're still having some confusion. So I wonder if his name wasn't in the book or he was in with a different number. Now they're trying to figure out. He's number 55. I will say the Eagles on Quick Stats, I don't have the program, I just have Quick Stats, and in a lot of teams now, if they have a home and away uniforms, they have the same number, but the Eagles must not, and so Jensen Orr is actually number 21 in his other uniform, so I wonder if they accidentally put 21 in there. Anyway, whatever happened, it was a technical foul, and Keegan throws up a runner just right before the buzzer. And Marshall Vandevet made those two free throws. On the technical, the Wildcats weren't able to do anything on that. So it is going to be 49-21 after 3 quarters. So the Wildcats, offensively, we scored 24 points in the first quarter, and we've come out and we've scored 25 points now in the second quarter. So I don't know that, I guess we are up and we're not trying to force things, so we are actually doing a very nice job of moving the ball around. Nick has been held to just 4 points in the second half. But I will say defensively, the Wildcats allowed 10 points in the second quarter, and now it's 9 points in the third quarter. So as a coach, you can't be too disappointed with that defensive effort, and 2 points in the first quarter. Starting the fourth quarter, Nick is going to be back out on the floor. So we've got, looks like, nope, for the Wildcats, we've got Trey Orcutt, Nick Reed, David Warrington, Ethan Ty, and Marshall Vandevet's going to stay out there. For the Eagles, we have Buckwalter, Dodge, Soper, Martins, and looks like Hansen has checked in, Sawyer Hansen. So there's a steal by Ethan Ty, and he's going to go up, and his shot is blocked off the backboard. It was weird, and then Wildcats got the rebound and put it in for 2. I think that was Trey Orcutt. I'm not sure what just happened there, but I thought that would either be something. I didn't think you could do that, but Dodge is going to take it in high up off the glass, trying to avoid Nick Reed. Rebound, Wildcats. Ethan Ty is going to bring it into the front court. Ethan's got it, gets it over to Marshall in the left baseline. Marshall to Trey. Trey drives, kicks it to David Warrington. They look inside, nothing there. Pull it back out. Skip pass over to Ethan Ty, back to Trey Orcutt. Down in the corner to David Warrington, and he's gonna drive and come to a jump stop and take it in. So there's David with 2 points there in the second half now. Buckwalder in the front court for the Eagles, gets it over to Hanson. Hanson over to Martins. Martins dribbles to the middle, takes it in, turns back around, gives it to Soper. Soper with the long shot, no good. Buckwalder with the rebound. So the Eagles will maintain possession, and then there's Isaac Soper with the nice cut and pass from Buckwalder for 2 points. 53-23 with 6:20 to go. Wildcats up by 20. There's a pass down to the baseline to Warrington. Back to Trey Orcutt. He drives, gets it out to Warrington, and there's 3 points for David. Give that assist to Trey. That's 8 points for David tonight. Buckwalder into the front court, going against Marshall Vandevet. Hanson being defended by Warrington. Soper drives, and Nick got tripped by a different Eagle, and then he kind of swatted at Soper as he was falling, and they're going to call Nick for the foul. So that's the second team foul, I believe, on the Wildcats. Nick's first foul, and there's 4 team fouls have been called on the Eagles, so neither team has in any foul trouble, except I guess individually. Isaac Soper's got 3, and Buckwalter has 3 for the Eagles. So Patrick Wade checks in. We've got David Warrington on the floor, Ethan Ty, Nick Reed, and Marshall Vandevet for the Wildcats. Got 5:53 in the fourth. There's the free throw. It's no good. Wade goes up and gets the rebound. He's going to push it into the front court. And gets it over to Ethan Ty. Ethan Ty's checking things out. Again, Eagles are pretty much doing a box and one. There's Ethan Ty, gets it to David. David to Ethan. Back to Marshall at the top of the key. Good ball movement by the Wildcats. Patrick Wade gets it down to Ethan Ty. Right idea. Bounce pass into Nick, but Nick's not able to handle it. It's stolen by the Eagles. And Sowers back in, and he's going to get the ball into the front court for the Eagles and looks for Soper. Soper's going to drive. He's going to take it all the way to the hole, and there's 2 points for Soper. Soper picked up his third foul probably about halfway through the second quarter, and he hasn't fouled since. So Wildcats could potentially take it right at him. We've got Nick kind of playing away from the basket right now. Wildcats are moving it around. There's Marshall to Nick Reed. Nick with the spin, a lot of dribbling, gets it over to Ethan Ty. Ethan sets, and there's a three-pointer by Ethan. That's 3 3-pointers here in the second half for Ethan Ty. Give the assist to Nick Reed there. That's 12 points on the night. We were just talking about if we could get other Wildcats in double figures, that really makes a big difference. And there's, speaking of Ethan, there's a steal and a layup by Ethan. Great defense. Got it all the way down, and he's able to convert there. Sowers bringing it up in here for the Eagles. Wildcats are in man-to-man, and Soper's going to drive in and do a reverse layup, but they're going to call foul, I think, on Wade. I'm not sure. They're going to call Wade his second. Third team foul for the Wildcats. Soper's going to go to the line. He'll shoot 2. I think they're going to say it was in the act of shooting. He misses his first one. And his second one is up and no good. Wade with the rebound. He looks. No advantage, so he's just going to walk it up. Gets it into the front court. Again, the Eagles now, Nick has went out of the game. So the Eagles look like they're just in a 2-3 zone here. I'm surprised the Wildcats don't just stand out there and pull them out and try to go man-to-man. And they're kind of looking like they might be trying to do that. There's a lot of reaching and slapping going on by the Eagles. They're not going to call anything there. That looked like we got a foul, but at this point, 61-26, they're not going to call too much. We've got 3:30 left. Dustin Ferris is checking in, so we have Dustin Ferris, Draven Silver, and we've got Greif on the floor. Lucas Greif in, freshman. There's a rebound. Hansen with the shot. Draven Silver with the rebound. Wade brings it up. Gets it down in the corner to Marshall Vandevet. Lets it fly for a three-pointer. No good. And there's a rebound by the Eagles. Eagles are going to get it into the front court. And it's Jensen Orr dribbles it off of Draven Silver. So the Eagles will keep ball. Hansen's going to pass it in. Gets it to, well, he gets it to Jamison Dodge, sophomore 5'8", who makes it a three-pointer. Then there is the basket's good. And then they're going to call foul on Dustin Ferris on blocking out, I guess. So it looks like the Eagles are going to get the ball out of bounds because that's just the fourth team foul for the Wildcats. So the potential here of a 6-point play, but no, Keegan Kula gets the steal, and Keegan takes it in, and he's fouled. Keegan misses the layup. Nice defense, got the steal, and he took it in, and now Keegan's going to go to the free throw line. This is Keegan's first 2 free throws of the night. Keegan had a nice backdoor cut and layup in the first half. Misses his first free throw. He'll get his second one. And his second one is good. His first one was an air ball. Second one is good. So we got 1:50 left here in the game. The Eagles are in the offense. We've got Hansen. He gets it up to Jamison Dodge. Gets it over to some new guys in here, so I don't know, Bixler. The shot by the Eagles. Miss. Keegan Kula. There's a miss by the Eagles. Keegan gets the rebound, and he throws it the length of the floor to Lucas Greif, but the Eagles did a good job of hustling back and knocking it out of bounds. So Draven Silver's going to pass it in. Keegan kicks it out to Lucas Greif. Lucas, in and out with a three-point. Dustin Ferris. And Dustin Ferris with his first 2 points on varsity. Dustin didn't play basketball last year and he's out this year. I think he was a wrestler the last couple of years, and there's his first two varsity points. So good job for Dustin. There's a rebound by Dustin. Gets it to Draven Silver. Draven's bringing the ball up the floor. Gets it to Lucas Greif. Marshall in the corner there. Marshall dribbles it up. We've got less than a minute here. Wildcats probably just going to pass the ball around. Really no reason to take another shot. Yep, Marshall's just standing there, and the Eagles are just standing there. So we're just going to finish this game here. 30 seconds left. Just dribbling the ball. Well, now here comes the Eagle. Steps out, gets it over to Lucas, and again, they're just going to stand back there. We've got 20 seconds. Down to Keegan. Back up to Marshall. Marshall's got the ball. And he's being defended. There's 10 seconds left, and again, up 64-29. No reason to shoot it again, and they're just going to let the clock expire, and the Wildcat boys are back in the win column with a 64-29 victory here. So another good defense. They only gave up 17 points in the second half and came out and did a really nice job there in that fourth quarter. Got to give some credit to Ethan Ty. Ethan had 11 second half points, ends up with 14 total points on the night. Nick Reed ends up with 23, had 19 points in the first half, only had 4 in the second, but one of them was a slam dunk, so we like to see that. David Warrington also had 8 points, so a nice contribution by David. And then we had some other kids. Also, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players score for the Wildcats. And as I mentioned last year, you know, we finished right around 500-ish. And, you know, Nick was leading the state in scoring at around 35 points a game. Now he's down. I think I mentioned he's at 27. Still great average. But we've got Ethan Ty here getting double figures again. His average is going to go up. Patrick didn't have his points, but David Warrington had 8, and his average is going to go up. So it's nice to see other players contributing, and so not all the pressure has to be on just one player. And it makes the other teams harder to defend, just Nick, because all the teams want to do boxes and ones, triangles and twos. And this has to be nice for Coach Carlson to see that other players are willing to step up and aren't afraid to shoot it and are knocking the shot down. They have the ability. David Warrington has shown that. Marshall Vandevet can do it. Ethan Ty's doing it. And so nice win for both the boys and the girls to get back in the winning column for the boys. And the girls' 4-game win streak, taking it to Alburnett tomorrow night and hopefully making it 5. So I'm Cindy McCarthy, and I just want to thank everyone out there for listening to tonight's broadcast. As I mentioned, tomorrow night we'll be at Alburnett. The girls' game will be tipping off at 6 o'clock. And congratulations to the Wildcat girls on their 50-16 victory and the boys on their 64-29 victory. We'll hopefully have you tuning in tomorrow night. Go Cats.